Hello and welcome to The Last Ditch Season 2, Episode 10, with our second guest cast of Plot Twist They Will Cavalcade All Along. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're all having a good day. We got some announcements today and all that kind of thing. We have a supporter. Today's episode is supported by Hero Sheep. Thank you very, very much for supporting today's episode. And there's a whole bunch of things happening over on the Patreon. There's a lot of Mass Effect GM notes from our Mass Effect show that was on Saturdays until recently. The whole bunch of GM notes from that, lots and lots of enemies that were encountered and that kind of thing. There's also some stuff for Ascension, Dungeons and Dragons Ascension on Thursdays. There's the tower floor notes for our recent attempts, successful and unsuccessful, and our arena opponents that we encountered in a recent episode. I keep really saying components. Don't know what's going on with that. Arena opponents is what I was trying to say. And also, there is a new player joining Dungeons and Dragons Ascension next Thursday, which is Cobalt Streak, playing their character Skith. So keep an eye out for that. Very excited to bring someone new in. That's all of the announcement, Government. So let's talk about how you can support Roll For It doing all the cool stuff that it does. The way that we're able to keep the lights on and keep all these cool people, paid fairly for their work and all that kind of thing is via Patreon. We have a Patreon with a whole bunch of different tiers that give you a whole bunch of different rewards, including but not limited to MP3s of all of our shows. After shows we record after every show, we talk about what happens in the show, or we go off on tangents for the entire time. It's really a coin toss as to how it's going to go. You can also get character sheets, of course. You can also get enemy secret plots and plans and enemy character sheets, maps, and all of those sorts of things. You can submit names for NPCs. You can watch the monthly recaps where the admins talk about the events of the previous month and talk about how things are going for Roll For It in general. And also, if you're crazy, you can support the Legend tier, which gives you access to a once monthly game gemmed by a member of the Roll For It cast. I've snuck in a couple of days ago, and I'm going to be running a one shot of the one-page RPG Nice Marines for that, and the legends are very, very, very hyped for this, which is about space marines that have to manage a colony that they've saved because there are no diplomats. It's a wonderful experience. And you can also, if you're even more crazy, support us at the deity tier, at which point we run out of things that we can even think of to give you, and we make you a personalized thank you video for being so awesome and so incredibly supportive. There's other places you can do the things too if you prefer other places, or you want emotes. You can support us on Twitch. There's things you can do here, like dropping bits. They appear in the cup, which is up there with Sheepy, full of dice. You can also, there we go, very, very nicely timed with the subscription. You can also give us some tips. They will appear on the screen, and we'll read them out at the end of the show to thank you for being awesome and supporting the episode. And you can also subscribe on Twitch, of course, which gives you emotes and badges and immediate access to the VODs, because normally we'd have to wait 24 hours for us to put them up on the YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, you can become a YouTube member over there. That gives you emotes and badges as well. And being a YouTube member, Twitch subscriber, or Patreon supporter lets you join our Discord, which we always encourage you to do if you're doing any of those. Like, we the more the merrier. We love to see people being all hyped about our shows in there. And there's a whole bunch of different rooms for all sorts of stuff. There's a looking for group room. There's a roleplay room. And of course, there is the rear guard where you can join up with the rear guard and support the war effort by making rolls, or possibly hinder the war effort by making rolls. It really depends on what the rolls are. So you can at least try, and we'll see how it goes. And whatever your dice rolls are, they'll probably have some kind of a effect. And whether it's good or bad, at least you can be like, that was me. That character having no guns, that was me. All that kind of thing. You can also, of course, just support us just by being here, just by showing up. You're already being incredibly helpful, because the way the internet works these days is more numbers means more gooder, and the website like you more. So if you show up and watch, then it goes well. We go higher in rankings and stuff like that, and then more people can see our cool, awesome shows. So yeah, we're just showing up and watching. You're already being super supportive, and if you want to be more supportive, there's other things you can do too, like pressing buttons. There's always a load of buttons wherever you're watching this. There's buttons everywhere. Press all of them except the ones on ads. Don't press those. I mean, maybe press those. I mean, if you're into the ad, then.
And also the heartbreak one. Don't press that either.
Hey, which one's that? There's one of those.
That's the one when you've already followed, and then then you click it again and it unfollows. Yeah.
Yep. Don't press that one, but press all the other ones, all the other buttons, and any bells and whistles that might be around. And also, we'd love to hear from you. So please chat in the chat, comment in the comments, and we do try and read them all to see what you all are liking and what you want to see more of. So do all that, and it's great. I ran out of stuff. That's it. That's the intro. I'm gonna hand it over to Sheepy to take it over with the episode and see where we get to, because we left on a cliffhanger last time.
We didn't we? So, let's just. I think this is the right one. So, last episode, we met our volunteer troopers on the wall on guard duty. They did a diligent job, made sure that no one was attacking the walls. No one attacked the walls. They saw a little bit of activity out there in the underbrush, but nothing too much to worry about. They eventually came off duty, some slower than others, because they managed to rack up a little extra guard duty. Ronnie. And then went to get their food from the mess, which, true to its name, the food was quite a mess. Thank you, Trooper. And then went off to it was Tortoise's house. Trooper Tortoise had a little house boy where they all met up to eat food and talk about their early days as volunteers, which is when we had the reveal that they're not actually part of the Katic Planetary Defense Force, the Katic Volunteers, the Rebels. They are actually all Cavalcadre. A very well-to-do upper-class group of individuals who are spies, assassins, infiltrators, guerrillas, whatever they need to be in the area of essentially subterfuge and guerrilla warfare, I guess, would be the main aspects of it. And had a bit of a chat. They met. It is Sergeant. I have him in my notes. Sergeant. I always want to say Sergeant Gunn, but his name is actually Sergeant Gag. There you go. Sergeant Gag, who is in actuality their captain, technically speaking, the leader of their squad of Cavalcadre, Captain Arcos Cicata, who laid out for them their basic goals and operation, which is essentially to do their best at disrupting this part of the wall. The main objective is to stop a counter tunnel operation, which is aimed at basically setting explosives and collapsing a tunnel that the 21st and the 1-4 are trying to dig into the city currently. Aside from that, any additional disruption and killings and everything like that is acceptable. In that vein, I believe Lieutenant Ambrose and Specialist. Oh Lord, I'm going to have difficulty with names on this one. It was Specialist. Second here, that's in my notes.
Canicus.
Sigric.
Sigric. Our actual name, sorry.
Yes.
So confused with all the names.
Yes. So Specialist Sigric and Lieutenant Ambrose went to check out the tunnel. Managed to pick up. It's not super difficult, especially for you all, but managed to pick it up and decided to see if they could waylay a stranger, someone coming out of the tunnels, very clearly in that, in that kind of gang of workers, and succeeded in luring someone into an alleyway where things went a little bit wrong for a hot minute. There was garroting, which was accidentally blocked. There were friends of the garroted man coming into the alleyway. There was a standoff, a very tense moment, a swing with a pickaxe, and then the people who came with the pickaxe accidentally killed their friend, thanks to some very quick thinking from Sigric, which was just beautiful. Left the unfortunate person dead, looted his ID for the tunnel. So hopefully something interesting can come of that. And managed to get away a lot better off than everyone was expecting, I think, including themselves. And then we moved over to Lieutenant Gunther and Lieutenant Gunther. The twins, who went on a little reconnaissance around the city, managed to find a few places of importance. If you need reminding of them, please don't hesitate to ask. I'll let you know where is what. And during the excursion, Lieutenant Birthmark Gunther managed to sorry.
This show is super serious, y'all. I'm sorry. Please continue.
I'm sorry. That threw me off. Trooper, why? So Lieutenant Beauty Mark Gunther had a bad feeling after essentially rolling really badly on a stealth, a 99 crit fail, and didn't do well there, but got the feeling that someone had picked something up or had noticed them. So essentially with twin Lieutenant Gunther falling back to see who's following, to kind of see what can be done, moved towards an alleyway and is now back to the wall, kind of looking out towards the alleyway that they just came through, and waiting for the second shoe to drop, which is where we left off last time. So
now, I was super sneaky, yes? I rolled really well.
you did roll well, yes.
Okay.
You were super sneaky.
Yeah, correct. Okay.
You
I was
were.
super sneaky.
I mean,
And
one
I
of the
s-
Gunthers were. Just
Gunther.
Gunther was. Gunther wasn't. Yeah.
I believe you got a 2.4 degrees of success, which was very good. Wait, no.
got a
Sorry,
4
you
on
got
the
a
stealth.
4 degrees of success
I guess,
on the
was the
stealth,
scrutiny to see him being followed, maybe?
The scrutiny.
Yeah, I think it was to sort of check out to see the follow.
deal
I think
this-
it was.
Yeah, to see you being followed. Okay, great, perfect. That's all I need.
If I might, since I have got a few moments in this alley before I know someone's coming, I would like to give a quick scan to see if there's a place to hide, to set up a counter ambush, to set up a trap. I'm trying to get something heavy I can use to hit somebody with. I kind of want to check out my environment to see if there's a is there a trash bins? Is there I'm trying to get a sense of my environment since I know it's coming.
Yes. I believe that there is also a sleight of hand roll we need to have Lieutenant Ambrose do
Oh, yes.
as well, just for something that's unimportant. But,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm super good at that.
Yeah.
I'm not good at that.
And well, if you
Yep.
roll a crit success, then it really doesn't matter how many bonuses I give you because you're just gonna rock it.
I was
So
motivated. I had some motivation.
yeah.
Interesting.
I was actually in the situation. I was going to give you a bit of a plus there, but apparently it's not needed. So yes, the thing that you wanted to do, you have done. So back to Lieutenant Gunther. Sorry, you wanted to do something while you were
I figure I have a couple of moments, so I wanted to give a scan to see if there's a place to hide, set up a counter ambush, if there's a way to set up some kind of a trap, if there's a heavy thing to pick up, just like a good sense of like, I know I've led them into the alley. I know that I've got someone tailing me. I know I've got my sibling coming in as well, my twin. So I'm trying to set up I'm trying to see, is there a place in this alley where I can, set up a trap, set up a counter ambush, be stealthy.
Okay. I'm going to carry on the current on the last stealth roll just because it's kind of the same instance. So I'll say there's nowhere really to hide.
Yep.
Like you think there's a few kind of like boarded up doors and if it was later in the day you could maybe hide in the shadows a little bit or something, but it's just a bit too open. It's still daytime. You do, however, have your las carbine. It's part of you are all volunteers. You've been issued with your standard las carbine, which is essentially the Imperial Guard in general have las guns. Las carbine's just a little bit more compact, a little bit. I think it has a slightly faster semi-automatic rate of fire.
Is this alleyway completely empty? Is there are there trash bins? Are there what is in this alley?
This is essentially just a small little square. You go through like a fairly tight alleyway into kind of like a slightly open square, which is just a space between houses. It hasn't really been used for anything. There's a couple of doors that come out to it, but they seem to be like back doors. There's probably like a little bit of garbage about the place, but aside from that, there's not much of anything here.
Height. Is there a way to? Is there like a? Can I climb up to a higher floor? I just want to try to get a space where if somebody walks in, they're not going to just see me, so they have at least some kind of angle on them.
Right. Yeah. There's a couple of kind of window You know what? Not even just a window ledge, but there's like one of those kind of little balcony bits which you could kind of step out onto. Emperor knows why anyone would have one looking out into a dirty alleyway, but there is one.
Oh, because that's probably the only window they have.
Yeah.
Light in that apartment, I'm going to try to sort of scamper up there so at least I can get an initial shot off at somebody.
Okay.
Where they won't be looking, hopefully, where I'm at.
All right. So please roll me
athletics.
Acrobatics.
All right.
Wait, do you have athletics or acrobatics as your...
Acrobatics.
Acrobatics would be the one, then, yeah.
3-6.
Ooh, yeah. It's essentially what I will say happens here is you go into the alleyway, you scan, you're like, no stealth, not dark enough, height, and then you just run to the with the little balcony bit in front of you. You just run and you kind of like do a quick wall climb on the side, and then just kind of like spin, jump, and kind of catch and like swing down, kick against the wall underneath it, and then just kick yourself round and get back up. And within a second, you've got your... Would you like to be ready to fire or just ready for action here?
I'm going to, especially if I have a little balcony, I'm going to sort of take my last carbine, I'm going to brace myself, and I'm going to aim, and I'm going to relax my shoulders and get into a very good marksmanship position in case, somebody decides to walk into this alley, in which case I might shoot them. Depends on who it is.
Yeah, okay. So I will take it that you also unsling your carbine and just be aiming down the alleyway. And you do hear a not heavy footsteps, but just because it's quiet here, just the soft crunch of kind of stone and mud under feet as you know what? Makes sense. Roll me an awareness, please.
And in this moment, I check my pockets to make sure that I don't have it, because that would be bad luck in this situation.
You do not.
Okay, 3-3 for awareness.
Wow, what you have done a complete 180 since last episode, where let's just roll what? That's a crit success. Okay, interesting. All right, you not only hear the one person coming down the alleyway, you also hear to your left the sounds of someone trying to either lockpick or break into the house on your left. It sounds like they're trying to get around the side of you, possibly. So they're gonna have to get into the house. They're gonna have to come through it, and then there's the door there into this alleyway is boarded up. So
I note this, but I have a stiff upper lip, so it's all right. I'm not bothered at all. You should look at my face. I'm not bothered. In case you wondered.
Just as additional info, because we haven't really gone over your gear and everything. You essentially have the basic gear of a Katic trooper, which is las carbine with, I believe it is 4 charge packs, essentially like clips of ammo. You also have 2 frag grenades. Okay. So you do additionally have 2 frag grenades.
2 stun, 2 blind grenades.
Well, though that stuff is the details of the cavalcadre, which you would have them available to you from
but just not on us.
It depends if you'd have wanted to take them out. So if you were stopped and searched, they'd be like, why do you have all this stuff that wasn't issued to you, kind of thing. So it's down to you. Feel free to let me know if you take them out or not. I would assume no, but
correct.
Okay. And cover. Other Lieutenant Gunther, do you have essentially what you'll see as your twin goes into the alleyway and kind of hurries down, your steps behind, you're taking, and you rolled very successfully, so you're doing well, at least to your mind. I'm assuming you don't want to get too close to the alleyway.
No, but I do want to trail them. No, I actually want to trail whoever I saw is now trailing my twin.
Yes. So you see them. They're kind of they look like pretty much a standard volunteer, except for they have a heavier coat on as well. And they have a kind of as opposed to a lot of you have helmets, even in the general, they have more kind of hats,
okay.
I'd say fedora type, but
okay. Yeah. I'm just gonna trail them and see where they go.
They go towards the alleyway and then start walking through. Following where your twin went.
Interesting. Okay. Then I'm hot on their trail until they do something. I don't want to make myself known, but I don't want to lose sight of them either.
I assume. You know what? Let's just see here. Yeah. Okay. I would assume that you wouldn't want to go into the alleyway because it's like it's just about wide enough for a person.
Right, one person. I see it's like real tiny. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I definitely don't want to go that. I would Okay, so we're out, right? So I'm actually not Lieutenant Gunther. I am
You are
Ronnie.
Ronnie,
I'm
yes.
volunteer Ronnie. Ronnie is just a volunteer, so he's gonna pin up, like foot up against just the corner, like on the wall there on the building, the brick wall right next to the alleyway, and keep an ear out because whoever went down this alleyway doesn't even know I'm here. So
Yeah,
Ronnie's
no.
just gonna try to look inconspicuous on the corner until maybe the sound of shots are fired or I hear otherwise, because I don't also want to give up, my partner's cover. So
Okay, that's fair enough. In that case, you hear the crunching of footsteps, and then kind of, as described before, with the hat and the slightly longer coat, but still military, kind of like military style fatigues, as well underneath, looking like a kind of regular. I was going to say recruit, but volunteer is more accurate here for the moment. And you hear someone like stop at the kind of the opening bit where it turns into a bit more of a square, and the hat kind of like tilts up a little bit to notice you there. With well, how did you get up there, volunteer? You're muted.
I shoot him. Like if we're having a conversation, I shoot him. That's it. Like it's right now. Like when you talk to me, then I shoot you. That's it's
Okay.
mhm. Yeah, it's a because I got in case people did not remember last time, I got a very bad vibe off this person. Had like an eye to eye moment that was.
Are you just like for the sake of making you more paranoid? Was it this person?
Yes.
How do you know?
I don't know. I don't know if you. I don't know if you know this, but we in the Cavalcadre are upstanding and upright
Absolutely.
and quite moral.
Oh,
And one of
except
those-
for when drunk.
Oh well, when we're drunk, that's different. But one of the morals we have is to shoot people and to assassinate them and to ambush them and also kill them. Are they? Is this my twin? No. So then, really, is this my squad? No. So, well, don't like it at all. I'm going to, if I've been taking aim, I'm going to shoot this one.
Very well. In that case, please roll me your ballistic skill, and you will be getting a ambush, short range. Would you like to fire single shot or semi-automatic? The differences is with single shot you get another +10. With semi-automatic you can hit multiple times. Will also additionally help you here in that you are currently going to get a fair amount of bonuses, so additional hits would be good.
Yeah, I will go with that 3-round burst, as it were. A good, nice 3-round burst.
Okay.
And yeah, okay.
Okay, so it will be ballistic skill, and then in that case it will be.
You got this, buddy.
I hope so. Because look, nobody needs to follow me in an alley. I find people following you in an alley if you do not invite them. I find that to be hostile. And
Yeah.
sometimes I get nervous and shoot people.
And essentially, he pretty much said, well, what do we have here then? Which
Bam.
is basically code for I'm a bad guy.
I know
That's
he
true.
does, yes.
Good guys never say that.
No, they never say that. Clearly a horrible person. So yes, with +40 on your ballistic skill, please.
All right. Breathe, relax, aim, squeeze. And I rolled a 5-7.
5.7. So, what that means is taking aim, you shoot, and you hit twice. Which, because this is an ambush, this is, you know what? I'm going to give him a chance.
Ooh.
Just because he deserves a chance, I guess.
Does he? I don't know about that. And it's really just a really nice little, really tight 3-round burst. So it's not some big long. You have to have a.
Well, that's a failure.
Oh.
So, in general, in combat, you have your the person attacking fires or tries to hit them with a sword or whatever, and then the person on the other end gets to dodge. In this instance, it's an unexpected thing because, at least from what you can tell, they were expecting a volunteer and not to get attacked immediately. So I gave them like an awareness to see if they were going to be like, hey, wow, I'm about to get shot. They do not. So you may roll 2 damages, please.
Okay. How do I roll damage?
So if you look on your sheet where you
I
see
see
your...
it. Last carbine damage. Hit it. Got
Yes.
it. 4
Okay.
energy damage. And 2 4s. Oh yeah, that was terrible. Terrible damage. 2 1s. 2 4s.
Yes. So... Apologies.
Oh no.
It never feels good to whiff like an ambush like that. Essentially, yeah. So
Ping ping.
he's not actually wearing any armor, but all creatures in the 40k system in the setting have natural toughness. So what is essentially going to happen here is the 2 hits, more like you think possibly your ammunition you have may have a couple of duds in it or something, because it hits him and it clearly does a little something to him. It's more of a it's more like hitting him with your finger than like smacking him with laser. So he's very clearly taken aback for a second. And then he kind of like swings his coat out and goes for his hip, and we will roll initiative because that was essentially your ambush.
Would I have heard those gunshots?
The last carbines aren't super loud, but
I was right there at the corner though.
Yeah.
yes, that's why I was trying to figure it out. I'd say because you're expecting it or expecting something, I would say yes.
Okay, perfect. I just want to make sure I'm in the know.
Okay. So, to roll initiative, you roll a d10 plus your agility bonus. Your agility bonus is the 10 digit in your agility stat. So if it's if it's 33 or 34, it would be a 3. Okay.
I got it. I got you.
You got this.
Twin, roll well.
Oh, okay.
Am I rolling into this combat as well?
You will also roll into this.
Okay,
yes.
great. Okay.
Roll well. I
have a plan, I think. If I can get to the no.
Well.
Okay.
Doo.
Okay. We're ready. See,
Great roll,
we're
everyone.
lulling them into a false sense of security by choosing to go after them so that they think that they've got the upper hand.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Our plan.
with as you see this man now, you see this like his face, the sun kind of like hits it past the brim, and you see this like jagged, like almost like lightning scar going down his right side of his face, and this like really nasty kind of extension of the grin, or extension of like the side of his lip that goes kind of like to his jaw. Clearly someone, and initially, your initial instinct is like clearly someone who's seen some action and etc., not like a raw recruit. And so, goes to his waist, grabs what looks like some type of pistol, and swings it up at you with like this really evil little grin, and says, "Well, that was a mistake," and takes a shot at you.
I say, was it? As I prepare to dodge.
Okay. and misses horribly as this like. Okay, so you're used to las gunfire. This is not las gunfire. This is something else, and like these little like somethings like shiny splinters or something like impale into the wall like by your head. But of course, you don't have time to like investigate them because it is now, I believe, your go.
I would like to. I don't know if this is if I might, as a free action, I would just like to take an intimidate roll with that one, just to because he missed me so terribly, and I'm so unflappable. I just want to try to shake him a little bit before I shoot him in the head. Well,
I will say you can try.
I mean, it may not work, but it's the
you
one
will
liner.
get a minus 20 just because of those shots failing to do much to him.
But they did hit him. And I'll say,
hit him.
That's 2 to me, 0 to you. I think you might be a bit out of your league, especially with my allies coming, I will say. And I sort of indicate towards, like, not towards the alley, but towards, like, one of the other buildings, like, across, to sort of a little bit of misdirection, as it were. Probably did not get it, but yeah. But I'm just trying to, a little bit of banter, a little bit of banter.
Sure.
And
Bands, mate, just bands.
Just bands, that's all. And I'm going to, I want to take a burst on him, but I want to see if I can get, I'm gonna maneuver myself so that I'm closer to the door behind me, and I'm gonna sort of hit him in case I need to like burst the door behind me.
The door behind you, just FYI, is also boarded.
Yeah.
So it would take a significant kind of smash to.
Yeah. Okay. Ballistics.
So this will be a ballistic skill plus. The last one was, I believe, plus 40. This will be plus 30 because you don't have your.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm just like 5'6". I'm just like.
That is hopefully for you 2 hits again. He does, however, get to dodge this time. So.
I'm trying to throw him off. Like you don't want to be messing with me.
And he fails because of course he does. Hello and welcome to Sheep Dice. So you get 2 more hits. Please roll me your damage twice.
And it's that thing where like I'm unflappable on the surface, and who knows what I'm feeling on the inside. But you always have to breathe. Breathe out, and on that exhale.
Yeah.
Squeeze the trigger with control.
So to flavor this a little bit. I feel like the initial shots were insubstantial for your liking. So you do a typical Imperial Guard incantation to help your gun do better in combat, which is you smack it against the side of the metal railing and say, "Work, you bastards!" and then re-shoulder your rifle and take a couple of shots, and they just like immediately straight into his body, boof boof, and he kind of like smacks against the wall and starts to like slide down, like a little bit of blood just on the wall as he slides down and like lands in a sitting position. At this point, you can hear like kind of clattering from your left.
Yep. Essentially,
as far as you can tell, that guy down there is dead. But there was still the noise you heard on your left.
Yeah.
So.
I'm going to sort of I've got that beat, which is Gunther's turn, because I don't know if I know somebody's over there. I don't know if other people are coming. I want to assess that situation. And I pass it to Dot.
Okay.
If I heard something, I'm rounding the corner. That was the plan. So I kind of nonchalantly, Ronnie style, enter this alleyway. I'm guessing I see this dead guy.
He's kind of off to the side, so you can probably see like a foot, like kind of just sticking out from the
Okay, then
edge of the
I
alleyway.
will check. Do I see Gunther?
Yes. Like as you get towards the end of the alleyway, Gunther will be up on the balcony, unless you do anything like.
And I make a big gesture towards the door to my left.
Yeah.
But
As
you're
in
up
like
high, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm just like a 10 feet up.
Yeah, about that.
And I or 3 meters, and I gesture. I make a nod to the door to my left, like problem, right? Like a.
Is there an alleyway entrance into that building?
There is a boarded up door to that building.
No windows or anything?
No. I mean, there are, but they're kind of higher up, and they might be part of a different like floor, or even different like part of the.
How boarded up?
So it is on your side, and it's essentially what comes down to a couple of like like nailed in planks, pretty much.
Okay. I round the corner to see this dead guy, right?
Yes.
Do I see this gun in his hand?
Yes.
Pretty sweet gun, isn't it?
Yes. Would you like?
I picked that up for later, and I tucked that into like a secret jacket pocket so nobody sees old Ronnie walking around with whatever this super awesome gun is.
Well, I'll show you what it looks like, so that you know.
What does this awesome gun look like?
You will see momentarily. I'm just looking at the map, and it's like war crimes, some war crimes. Like, come on, guys. So you can see to the right of the map.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Okay.
Ooh.
There is a possibility that either of you would recognize this, but it's quite low. So what I'll say is, please roll me -20 intelligence. Just a straight intelligence roll.
No, I have never seen it. I don't know it.
Yeah.
It's also too far away. I need a spot of tea, really. This is
No, I don't know what it is.
You know what? Like, neither of you have any idea, but from further away, Gunther, you have a little less no idea. So you're like,
well, I just don't know because it's just so far away.
I look up at Gunther and I'm like, I grab the gun and I put it in my pocket and I pick this guy up by whatever you said he's wearing, this like nice coat.
yeah.
Pick him up by his coat.
Less nice now, it's got a hole in it, but.
Well, it doesn't matter. I check his pockets. I want to grab any ID he's got on him. It's also a pretty sweet hat. And I'm gonna use him as a shield to bust open this wooden door. I'm gonna use him as so
a battering
I don't take
ram.
the brunt. Yeah, battering ram, basically. I don't want to take the brunt for us, but I would like to try to break it open.
Would you like to both try and do a thing, which would essentially be okay, so one of the really nice things about carbines is they're a bit more compact, which means like you'll take a minus, but carrying a body, you can still fire the gun.
Oh, like shoot one?
Yes.
Shield?
So what you this is just a suggestion. It may turn out badly, but if it works, it'd be really cool. You could both get on either side of the body, charge the door, and hopefully burst through the door with the body still up.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, I don't have to throw him. I just want to ram I don't want to. My body doesn't need to take the brunt force of the door.
Yes, like his body will take the brunt.
What I would like to do is aid my twin by staying up in the balcony, and I'm going to time. I'm going to make a 3-round burst for when they hit the door, and I'm going to keep talking to the person who's dead to make it seem like this person is not dead, and I'm still engaging with them to sort of give my twin basically the ability to kind of sneak up on whoever that is.
Okay. In this instance, I will say you'll need the banter to be more conflict based, because obviously while the shots wouldn't be heard by the majority, like people out in the street and everything, you did hear the scrabbling become more frantic inside.
And that's what I want. I want to basically, because when I see my twin's going to go and sort of bust that door down, I want to actually time a shot so that to cover the sound of that. Right, because basically I don't want the person in the building to realize my twin is going to come in and murder them from behind. So I'm just saying. So like I want to do a little bit of deception, little psyops, and like. All right, you. I don't know who you are, but you're in trouble now.
You blackguard.
You don't know exactly who I am, do you? Well,
Just for the sake of my own interest, you want to aim at anything or just a random part of the wall? A window? I don't know. Like,
not at a window. There might be somebody in there. But just like in the same direction where I was going. Where the close to where the alleyway sort of so that nobody
just
outside
off
would
to
see
the
it.
side a little bit. Yeah. Okay.
I want to cover my twin.
In that case, I never thought I'd have to figure out how heavy this
Deceive?
dude was. But no. It essentially the action you're taking is doesn't really require a skill roll because you're shooting. It doesn't matter if you hit, and that has the effect of whatever it is you want to do because they'll still think you're firing. You're using up a little bit of ammunition, but that's fine.
But I just want to give advantage to my twin because
Yes.
I care because we're a team. We're a team.
In that case, Lieutenant Gunther, Ronnie Lieutenant Gunther.
Not beauty mark. The other
Yes.
one. Is it? The one without the beauty mark.
Do you have athletics?
Probably acrobatics.
I have acrobatics.
Acrobatics. Okay. You don't have any ticks in athletics,
I
correct?
do not have any ticks in athletics. No.
In that case.
but we do have one from our Catic volunteer because they have one, and we have access to their skills. Is what you said?
Yes.
Oh, that's
Or-
true. Ronnie, on the other hand, Ronnie has one. Let me grab.
Technically speaking, you should all have a tick in athletics. That's an oversight
Great.
by me.
Perfect.
But
Done
so
and done.
please roll me your athletics with a plus. He's not that big. So a plus 20.
My rolls have not been great today, y'all. Ugh. Ha!
Yes.
Oh my lord. Okay. So yeah, you charge the door. Clearly that whatever type of wood was put there is already rotten and a little bit, and it was loosened earlier anyway. And you smash through into this kind of like mostly bare living space, which is currently unoccupied. Maybe the owner died, maybe it was cleared out for the military, who knows. Right in front of you is a man with a similar garb, except for like I'd call it more a beret than a same hat.
Okay.
And a slightly stunned looking look of expression on his face, and a shouldered like las carbine.
Okay. I still have the
so-
meat shield, right?
You still have the meat shield, and also due to the distracting nature of apparently there was still a fight going on, you also have an ambush round.
Great. Can I toss this guy at the other guy?
That would be another athletics, and it would be straight athletics. So it's very
Interesting.
possible. Like
Nice.
you are you would be aware of your own capabilities. He's quite heavy, not
Yeah.
massively heavy, but
Well, then, you know what? Can I just, I need to get close. That's all I want to do. I
Right.
just need to get close. So
Okay.
I'll just bum rush this guy, just like I did before.
Okay.
Just keep
Okay.
the momentum going.
keep going. Okay. In this instance, I will give him a chance to be able to dodge this. So he's got a chance to dodge it,
No.
which he succeeds.
He
which
does
means
at a 0, yeah.
he could possibly dodge this.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
Wow.
This is the ambush round, though, right?
This is the ambush
Yeah.
round, yes. So essentially, what this is going to do is he was going to have to take some time to get his weapon out.
Mm-hmm.
The crit is while he's dodging, he unslings
Yep.
the rifle and like jumps to the side and is basically in a like you start going past him with the body essentially.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought Sheepy could roll a crit success? Apparently it
Yeah.
happens.
All right. And hey, these talents and traits we have, this ambush, what does
Yes.
that mean?
They're essentially like
You get extra damage, right?
yes.
If we're in an ambush, got it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, then, I mean, that's my turn.
But you get that was the ambush round, so I think you get to go again.
So then I'm going to.
So you're to give you an idea of what's happening is he's to your left, he's kind of like rolled away against the wall, come up on his knees with his rifle, and you're charging past him with the body still in front of you.
Is he wearing a lot of armor?
No, neither of them are.
Fantastic. Be damned, guns. I feel like Lieutenant Gunther is not really a gun person. Carrying this man reaches to probably at this point drops the body, right? Like if the bum rush doesn't work, drops the body, reaches to their side and pulls out a knife. And can I throw it and try to either ping the gun or him? Like I want to knock it off course.
With your turn, you can actually charge him with your knife.
Perfect. With the knife, I would like.
Yeah.
I just want to. He's a dead man. I would like that very much.
Okay. So please roll me a weapon skill with a plus 30.
Not that.
I feel like that's the knife of a medic, you know?
Yeah,
Knife
it's like
of
a
medic.
scalpel almost. I imagine something that's like really subtle. 1-1.
Okay. He will get a chance to dodge this.
Hex the dice. Hex.
Ugh.
So yeah, you're he's kind of like on his knees, and as you kind of come towards him and the knife like flashes and goes towards him, he just like uses his rifle to like knock your arm. And the knife just goes into the wall, and then you kind of pull it out ready to go again. Yep. And he actually I'm trying to figure out what he would do here, because he's not going to be able to use his weapon.
Because you're up in close combat.
Yeah, one piece of information for you: you can actually use pistols in close combat. Just so you know.
Like the one I got in my pocket.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because, like, that's something you wouldn't know, like, mechanics wise.
Okay.
So he is going to try and smack you with the butt of the rifle because he has a rifle in his hands.
Do I get to try to dodge that?
If he hits, which my dice are kind of going pretty decent. Yeah.
Okay. 4 success. No way.
Yeah, the butt comes forward. He's like, get over it, and like slams the butt forward, and you literally just like the tiniest of movements of your head, and it just goes past your ear.
Nice.
I would like to say something like could you give me the name of a planet in the 40k universe? Like a small, pleasant planet, as pleasant as you can be.
A small, pleasant planet in the possibly the shore. It's where the 12th regiment is from. So I'd say the shore.
I'll say the shore, which is our signal for my twin to duck.
Okay.
And then I'm going to shoot through the door to where I heard the sound of the person oofing.
So you can't see him where the angle you're from, but you can drop down and then fire.
So, he's lower.
Yeah.
Okay, if he's lower, all right. So I thought he was on the other side of the door. If he's lower, he's lower and to my left, right?
Yes.
Do I get a sense there's a way to flank him?
So if you can't see the situation in the house,
just structurally, right?
It's because
my twin came in one direction. Is there a different direction to come in? Is the question?
There's probably he must have got in from the other side, but that was out into the street.
Yes.
So you'd basically have to run out of the alleyway, round through the street where people are gonna walk in and etc.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop down and maneuver. That's what I'll do.
So you kind of, in general, you can move and you can, you have actions. Like your move will be half action and firing will be half action. So you can drop down and then see the situation, see what you can see, and then decide what to do. So I'm gonna ask. It'll be a plus 30, but I'll ask for an acrobatics just to get back down.
All right. Because it looks like, well, the jig is up, isn't it? 4.3.
Wow, damn. Okay. Question.
Yes.
Would you like to take advantage of the fact that you're very, very acrobatic, apparently?
I am.
And-
This is what I do. Well, I mean, actually, you should see my twin. We're both quite acrobatic. I mean, well,
Yeah.
we'll tell you the story later. It was quite hilarious.
Would you like to hang off like a little bit of extended ladder so that you're like upside down with your rifle and you just kind of like hanging upside down to scope out the situation? So you can
Yes.
maybe like pull yourself back up to escape any possible.
Indeed.
Okay.
Indeed.
Essentially, what you see is a brief exchange between the two, but they are side on from you. So while you would be firing into melee, which is a bit of a minus, it won't be as much as a minus because your twin is not in the way of the shots. They're both like kind of scuffled in melee together.
Can I create an advantage for my twin? Right. So rather than shooting into melee, which could be dangerous, is there a way for me to like do a distracting shot, some kind of thing that would set my twin up for, like, make it more difficult for that person to dodge or set my twin up for success?
In this instance, I would say I would say yes, and a successful ballistic shot will do that. However, you'll still get the minus because any way you're firing that would be effective has to be near enough to them to be distracting.
Okay, and I'm going to go on the other side because basically what I want is to not hit my twin, but
Yep.
to make it so that this person, it's like a little bit of covering fire, as it were.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you're in trouble now, buddy.
So that will be a ballistic shot with a.
And I'm going to do
plus-
one shot rather than a burst, so I get to offset.
In that case, plus 30.
And my goal is to basically make this person to throw them off so that they don't dodge as well, or to set my twin up for some stabbing.
Yeah.
2-9.
Yeah, there you are. Okay. The shot kind of like pings next to this guy's
Throw
ear.
plaster. You know what I mean? Like throw plaster in the air.
Like a little bit of plaster goes about the place, which means twin, you are up.
If I was prepared for kind of like a knife attack, then that is the plan. To get in there, I would really love to just make sure he can't scream.
Okay.
That would be cool. But we'll yeah.
As like plaster, like when my bullet pings out and plaster
Yeah.
moves all over the room, sort of causing a bit of a ruckus.
So weapon skill again?
Seeing as you succeeded, would you like to give a bonus to your twin's attack or a minus to the other guy's dodge?
Minus to their dodge. I mean, it makes sense that they wouldn't be able to dodge as effectively with them. Yeah.
In that case, could I get a plus 10 weapon skill, please?
Bada. Okay, y'all. Nope.
Okay.
My rolls are not. It is not my day.
So that is essentially just like the slash goes like around the front of the guy's face. Interestingly, he hasn't tried to call out or anything, just FYI. So that's an attack, which is an action for you. You can't do another attack, but you do still have half an action. If you like, you can pull out a weapon or.
Well, if I'm
Technically
in this close range, I do actually have a weapon. I'll pull this, whatever this spiffy gun is. Guns are pretty standard. Pull trigger, and that is what I'm gonna do. Right at this guy. So that's my ballistic.
Well, you won't be
skill.
able to attack again, but you'll be able to like basically unholster and ready up.
Oh,
the weapon.
draw it. Then yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Okay. The other option you have, if you'd prefer, as opposed to drawing the weapon, you can disengage, which will basically move you away from him, and you'll be out of melee combat. That will give him the option, however, to raise his gun and fire.
No. I want to stay in close combat.
Yeah, kind of like keep him pressured. Okay. In that case, he will try to smack you with the butt of his gun again because he doesn't have much going on with him for him, unfortunately.
I'm so sad for him.
Right?
I'm not that sad.
No, it's. You know what? He's feeling a little bit desperate. He's going to all-out attack.
Ooh.
All-out attack just basically means he gets a little bit of additional bonus, but he doesn't get to
Defend.
he doesn't get to dodge next turn.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Do I get to dodge this time?
You do get to dodge, yes.
Yes!
Interesting.
May
That's
not
interesting
be
for
good
him.
at doing damage, but I will dodge it.
That's
That sounds so epic right there. I just feel like I feel really embarrassed for this guy right now. I just feel like it's so sad that these two volunteers who are not at all, secret ops are just making him look real bad. Just noting it.
That's a crit success, which obviously means we, have additional things happen because crit successes are important. So, Lieutenant Gunther, as he moves forward with his rifle, and he also did an all-out attack, which leaves him open to counterattack. So what I'm gonna say is he tries to jab you with the butt of his gun again, and you duck under his arm, and swiftly just suddenly you're right in front of him with the pistol out. Plus 40 ballistic skill, please.
Did you put the plus 40 in?
I did.
Oh my lord, that's a 93. Okay.
Yep.
Oh wow.
I would have probably been better off with my knife than the ballistics gun, but yeah.
I mean, if you roll a 93, there's not much you can do.
No, there's not a whole lot to be done there.
So you're not super familiar with the gun, and when you trigger the firing on it, just this burst of metallic shards just goes and just peppers the ceiling, just missing his face, as it is now your twin's turn.
I'm going to shoot him with
Yes.
I'm going to. They're still in melee though, right?
They are. There is a possibility that you could hit your twin, but it is reasonably low. If you like, you can take a moment, you can aim. And...
Yeah, I'm going to aim. I'm going to breathe. I'm going to do not the 3-round burst because I do not want to hurt my twin. Because they are awesome. Single shot.
Okay. In that case, it will be it's a minus 10 firing into a melee.
Plus 10 for the single shot.
Plus 10 for the single shot. Plus 10 for the half aim. So it will be a plus 30 because he's close.
Okay. He cannot dodge. 3-6.
Please roll me damage.
Okay.
So what I will say is roll high.
Okay. Sure. 6.
Okay.
I'm upside down, by the way. This is important to note.
So you're kind of upside down and you're like aiming along the side, and the shot hits him in the side. You hear this kind of searing. There's a slight smell of burned flesh as it's just laser guns. It's not enough to take him down, and he actually it's his go now.
But I'm just going to say, this is important, as I'm covering the room. I sailed, chum. Just so you know, your goose is cooked. I'd give up if I were you. Just gonna, make my random intimidate because that's all. Not at all. I'm not intimidating at all. But I don't care. I'm saying it anyway. I'm just saying it. I'm just doing a little bit of irritating him.
At the very least, I love the gumption with which you keep doing intimidate, even though you don't have it's not a skill. It's not a skill you have, but it's sooner or later I'm gonna roll a crit success.
I don't have the skill at all, but I don't care. I say, aren't you intimidated by me, good old chum? You should be.
James Bond quips as well.
Yes, it's true. So I've seen it work before. It doesn't work for me, but well, it might one day.
So he's actually going to drop his rifle and reach in on both sides of his coat. He's gonna bring out this really long kind of Rambo-y looking knife, It's a little bit longer than just a knife, even, where it almost looks like a sword. Or like a short sword, maybe.
Like a machete of some kind, almost?
Yes, but it's also, like, it's quite chunky. You know,
okay.
it's not like yeah, you know the Rambo knife. It's got that kind of thickness, and yeah, so it's a nasty looking
Like a
thing,
Bowie
like
knife, yeah.
serrated.
You call that a
serrated
knife? It's get all Crocodile
Yeah.
Dundee on the person. Yep.
But he also brings out this little device, which I will say you don't know what it is, and depresses a button.
Tech use to know what it is.
Intelligence minus 30.
Tech use doesn't help.
Tech use would not help in this instance, no.
Okay. Twin, will you roll as well? Because you might get it if I don't. -2, I don't get it. Nope, we don't know. Okay. Something.
But that's all he can do in this instance because he's unsheathed 2 different things and taken the actions. So. That
murder
would
him.
be yes.
Okay, I will try, I
Roddy
guess,
twin.
again, with this weapon.
Okay.
Yeah, yes.
Take a half aim.
Yes.
I just, you mean with the gun?
Yeah, because it's like I think like a half aim is one action and the gun is the other action, so you could get it.
Or you could disengage and fire, which would get you out of close combat.
No, I don't mind being in close combat.
Okay.
Okay, so that makes sense to aim, fire.
Okay. In that case, it will be a ballistic skill. Plus
30 or 40?
Plus 30, yes.
1-8, finally.
There you go. He does, however, have the chance to dodge because he didn't go all out or anything this time. So here's hoping that this is the end of this very, very lucky man.
Ha!
Yep.
Yep. Okay, so let me just have a little bit of a look here because I have a thing that I need to I believe
Some kind of like tracker signal. Ooh, whatever it is, it's bad.
so
It's okay, I have an idea.
would you please roll me 1d10 plus 2?
Yep.
4.
Okay. Now I have to roll.
Oh, people have like 10 hit points. That's not a lot of hit points.
No, it's the.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
We don't have a lot of hit points.
Wait. What did I roll? I rolled a crit success.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh. How much did you roll? 1.8.
4.
Could you roll me
Yeah.
another d10 plus 2?
And I think I did 6 to him earlier.
9.
9. Okay. And then I need to roll the same thing again.
Oh, I bet these bullets have some kind of like knockout drug on them or something.
Yeah, I
creepy
bet
like
this
that.
got poison on
Yeah.
the end or something.
Yeah.
Success.
Wow.
Oh, toughness. Yeah. Some kind of poison.
Okay. However, let me just calculate this.
Because I think we've done at least 10 to him already.
Okay. Yeah. He like you essentially unleash, and he just gets in the torso, like the full brunt of the pistol, which staggers him back against the wall. If you want, you can kind of like follow with him because you're basically in
Yes.
close combat.
I want to make
so-
sure I have a plan now. Now that he's pressed that button, we are on a different kind of paranoia mode. This Lieutenant Gunther just amped up to 11. I would like to continue firing on this guy with this specific gun.
Okay. But I will say, it is now twin Lieutenant Tortoise Lieutenant Gunther's turn.
Is this person out? Are they done? Are they dead?
No, that's not.
I'm gonna have to take a half aiming shot because needs to go down.
Yes.
Down. Which I believe is a 30.
So that will be
What already hit him?
It'll be
I already
plus-
hit him with the carbine.
It'll be a plus 20. Oh no, sorry, plus 30 because you're doing a single shot.
Yeah. Already hit him, so like the evidence of being hit with a carbine's already there. 1-7.
Yes. Okay, so please. No, he will get a. Wait, did he try and dodge for you? He did try and dodge.
Yeah.
So yeah, you roll me a damage, please.
11.
Just straight through the head.
Headshot.
Yeah.
Great. It doesn't matter. Immediately, Gunther drags the man in the coat back over, sets him like on his side against a wall, hat nearby, puts the gun back in his hand, runs over to Gunther, still hanging upside down, rips his gun out of his hand, puts it inside of this lieutenant's hand, runs over to this other body, right? And it's just like setting this scene up that looks like they got into a tiff and we were never here.
Yeah. And I just search their bodies while this is happening, like patting down really quick.
Okay.
Don't take anything.
No, I just want to see what's there, right? I want to like see what is there. If like we're not going to take anything, but sort of get a look on if they are what we think they are, i.e., undercover agents. They probably don't have any actual identifying markings on them, but give a good see, like tattoos, like a real quick search for anything identifying, anything interesting before.
You find an ID badge, essentially like a kind of little thing like identifying them. On the front it says Katic Citizen Safety Bureau.
Katic Safety Bureau.
Safety Bureau.
Katic Citizen Safety Bureau. I'm gonna memorize the name, what the badge looks like. Basically, I'm not gonna take anything, but I want to memorize what their ID looks like, what it is.
Would you like to like flip it open, look inside it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It says Irregulars Division.
Katic and Safety. Katic Citizen Safety
Bureau.
Irregulars Division. I'm going to basically it's a quick look and memorization of everything, right? Like so that I can maybe perhaps reproduce it, but also look into who these people say they are at least.
Yeah.
And then nod to Gunther.
Ronnie.
Could I just, because I feel like it's something that would pop into your heads, and it is an option. You have grenades.
Yeah, but then we draw attention to this place.
Sure.
Yeah.
But if you're running in the opposite direction, it's good. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, if you like set them on a little bit of a timer and then peg it, when they blow up, everyone will be like, "Oh, what's over there?" As you kind of, running off.
But this is somebody's random house, right? Somebody's need to get here and see the fake scene that we have. We have and we've been.
No, the goal is
They
to
have
set
gas?
up a false scene. Yeah.
Look, do you want to do a Jason Bourne? Put a magazine in a toaster and open up the gas and then leave?
Yeah, but we don't. I don't want the explosion. The point is to let them find the scene where these two people were fighting and we were never here.
Yeah,
We can't do that if we explode everything.
Do you search both of them?
Yes.
They do both have the same ID.
Perfect. Great. I want them to be like, why the hell did our two men shoot each other?
Okay.
Fantastic.
We're staging the scene in a secret way, and since we weren't super loud out there, we can probably hit the alley, head out like.
We would head out opposite. No, Gunther is now like opposite directions, right?
Yep.
Because like
Yep.
get out of there.
Okay. So is one of you going out the front door where the guy came in and the other out the alley?
Yep.
Okay. Been a little bit of noise. So I'm just gonna say plus 10 stealth from both of you. Just in kind of like just a vague idea of how you managed to like slip back into the crowd and
Yeah. No. I don't mind being loud, but if I'm gonna be loud, I'm gonna do it as Ronnie.
yeah.
1-6.
That's fine. It's not subtle. There's a possibility, and I can't say, you can't say, and I can't say for sure at this point in time whether people have seen your faces, whether they've noticed you. But essentially, you do go out your separate ways, kind of go. I'm assuming you want to do some proper spycraft on this, where you go long direction just in case anyone's following, and then like do double backs and making sure that. Okay, so please give me both an awareness with a +10 and a scrutiny with a +20. Nice awareness, 4.1. Nice awareness, 4.
And 20. Not as good on
Scrutiny
the scrutiny.
with a 20, yeah.
And being just trying to be inconspicuous, just sort of like being people on the go.
Okay. What I can say from your roles is, you do your due diligence of doubling back and just making sure you're not being tailed. As far as you can tell, you're in the clear. No one is suspicious enough to be following you. Possible people will remember your faces, but they're not your faces, so
I was about to say it's Ronnie's face.
Yeah. One of the benefits of being cavalcadre. Where would you like to be? Are you heading back to essentially the safe house at this point?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the plan after we went on these individual. Where were we actually headed?
We already did it. We did it. We got the locations of the medic of the
medic
of
station.
the infirmary, the two armories, the magazine,
right.
the supply depot. So we sort of
right. Okay. Great. Yeah. Then I would be headed back.
And we're going to wait for our team members.
I actually imagine your team members, and also we don't need this incredibly hectic music because. There we go. I would imagine your team members probably actually back before you. So when you open the door and walk in, Sigric and Ambrose would already be there.
Yeah, can we have a scene before they get there?
Yes.
Because you all are, in the safe house by yourself. Interesting.
Yeah.
Just so you could talk. I mean, I don't know if you have anything to talk about or anything.
Who knows?
So.
Absolutely.
Just to quickly go back over, you've managed to pick up the ID for one of what is either a foreman or possibly a someone involved in the tunneling in some way. And essentially, as far as you can tell, you've gotten away with that because the people who saw you would get in more trouble than you would. Given the situation, so then unlikely to report it, and headed back and got back into volunteer Tortoise's house. Everything's clear at the moment in there. Like it's just the two of you. No one else has checked back in. It doesn't look like.
Yeah, cool. I put a kettle on, and while I'm putting the kettle on, I'm going to call it, like, I guess I imagine you're probably in the other room or something like that, Ambrose. And I would say, I couldn't help but notice that garrote trick had a bit of a snag. Oh, did you want Darjeeling? That's what you liked in the Bokarov, right?
Yeah,
No?
Darjeeling sounds great. And Ambrose walks in and is kind of absent-mindedly holding their left hand, which has some blood on it. But not really paying attention, and says, you have a really good memory.
I'm glad you noticed. Oh my. And I look down at your hand. Oh. Chum, looks like you got yourself a cut. Let me see it. And may I hold your hand? The hand that's hurt? To check it out?
Yeah, Ambrose says, no, it's totally fine, but you can hold it.
Oh. It's quite a lot of blood for totally fine. And and I will take a look at it, and I will grab you bring you over to the sink or something like that, right? And and like I would pat it down and treat it for you. There you go. Good as new, as I suture it or whatever.
Probably. Oh, sorry.
You know that I've had much worse than this, Sigrid.
You? No way. You're one of the best.
Do you know how my hands looked after training with that girl? I'm surprised that they even look like hands anymore, honestly. And you can see like lots of scars on the back sides of the hands from,
The-
which must have been like horrific training.
There's
And
probably a new welt as well, just because of the awkwardness of the situation. Probably left like a bit of a welt from grotting that last guy. Like once the blood's been cleared off.
All right. Ambrose. All right, cool. And there's what I say. And I'm so sorry for doing this. I'm really just preemptively because it's really corny. But I say, you know, Ambrose, about our jobs. It's not about the outside, but it's about like when I touch your heart. It's this, what we carry in us. That's what makes you so good. And in here too. And I tap your head.
I think Ambrose is stunned.
Yeah.
And you've caught Ambrose off guard. A talent,
Yeah.
something that takes some talent, I imagine, between two spies.
Yeah.
And
I've always had a tremendous respect for you. Professional, I'm like, I overemphasize professional in a way that I'm trying to overcompensate and clearly hide. Very, very professional relationship. Admiration, professional admiration for you.
Same. Ambrose takes their hand back and says, good thinking back there in the alley. By the way, it was so quick how you just threw him in the way of that pickaxe. It was unexpected. It solved all of our problems. You're always really thoughtful like that. It surprises me how you come up with these ideas out of nowhere.
That's only because you're around. Funnily enough, I've always seemed to. You always seem to bring the best out of me. It's like I have to impress you.
I'm just going to flavor this very, very slightly in that beauty spot, Lieutenant Gunther. You rolled very well, so you will be back before your twin. Feel free at any point to burst onto the scene. I leave it to your discretion as to when you'd like to do that. And sorry, carry on.
Or wait outside a little bit longer, just
Well, I mean, like this is the thing is, at any point you may say, and I walk through the door. So feel free to.
Yeah.
It's in your power to turn up when you like.
It is required in a scene of people stealing intimate time together
Yes.
that somebody barges in at the worst time.
So
Sure.
feel free to use your best judgment as to when you'd like to turn up.
So
What
we
happened?
both look at our teas, looking for the answer inside of our cups.
There's a little tinkle of metal on ceramic.
Yeah.
In the silence.
Where'd you learn how to do medicine like this?
Oh, it's actually my mom was a Medicae, and she showed me a couple tricks, and well, I mean, you don't want to hear about that.
Oh, I do. Your mom?
Just could you? I'll give you a plus 20 on it. Could you just roll me a Medicae, Sigrid? Because I feel like it'd be interesting to see how well you have like bandaged up the hand. There's some interesting things.
Apparently, really well.
Yeah, no, it's actually really good. It's the top job.
Cool. No grow out scars for me.
No, no. Listen, you're flattering so much, but really, it was your quick thinking to try to garrote the guy, and like that. I'm never good with the garrote. It's just not. I've never been good at it, and you were always like, all that training. It's just really cool. I've always tried to go from a distance.
Are you changing the subject, Sidgrick?
I mean, trying to play from an angle that I think I have the best strength, which is what our training would suggest us to do. Right?
What angle is that?
Well, I'm just, it's weird because on a job, I never get this nervous. I don't. Do you have like a piece of hair in your way or something I can brush out of the? Can I?
Yeah.
Is that what you want to go? Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I move the hair out of your eye or whatever, and we're like close, and I think that's the perfect time for Gunther to come through the door.
I agree.
And we go back to quickly separating, looking at our tees.
Like I imagine that like the hair is like moved right out of the way. There's like this sort of like like you've got that personal bubble, and you're just inside that personal bubble, it's just inside. And I walk in and go, oh, and then I just turn around. It's like I just and I just like turn around like I forgot something, and I
Gunther, hey, glad you're back.
hello.
I'm glad you made it. You're safe.
Could I assume there was a slight like easing away of the closeness at that point, where it's just kind of like?
Oh yeah, no, it quickly sublimates that fast. It's just
It was a quick away, right?
Yeah.
Back to studying our teacups for whatever answers to our hearts.
We are very skilled at spycraft, but I bet Gunther can pick up on it anyway because they know us so well.
I do, and I imagine I might have seen this once or twice before, perhaps in that sort of really, you two. But of course I don't mention it because that would be terribly rude. You two, I trust your day has gone better than mine. Is that Darjeeling?
Yes.
How'd you know I saved you?
Let me pour you some.
I love that's actually, I know we just spoke over each other. I actually think our characters did that because we're so nervous and looking for an out that we both end up trying to go for it. And then that's like, no, you.
Either one.
I will let you do it, Ambrose. Yeah. Like, awkward shuffle. Yeah.
Ooh. Well. What is that I notice? Right there on your face. I sort of give this sort of very concerned look as I sort of move towards you two. Is that blood? No, it's a blush. Interesting. And I'll just take the cup of tea.
Ambrose hands you the cup of tea and slyly punches you in the gut. like in a friend, like shut up.
I know exactly what that punch is. And then I just grin. I was like,
Ambrose and Sigric's eyes they're so sharply pointed at you that they could like skin you alive. Like they're so angry at you. You know what I mean?
They've been like this ever since that what did you call it? The Baccarat job?
Yeah. So, Baccarat or something like that. Yeah.
Baccarat.
This is the Baccarat job. It's like, nope, sorry, that was blood. Just a little fleck right there on the cheek. That's all it was. Speaking of blood, why do you have blood on your cheek? I mean, I won't ask about the blush, but by the way, a good punch.
Just another little sidebar for the other twin. At this point, when you would like to show up yourself, please feel free to walk in the door.
Well, we were trying to do the old take on being sick like in Bokarov, and it was working well. It was quite smashing actually. And then some of his mates came by and they had a bit of a disagreement, and he was holding a pick.
Turn from smashing to piercing.
Yeah.
Ooh, I say.
That was quite grisly.
Yeah, I got what we were looking for though. The IDs on the table.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. But I feel like I should perhaps ask the more important question. In that alley, did one of you pick a fight? That was a jolly good one, I thought. No.
Hilarious.
I think the door like Van Damme's open. Like I kick the door open and it like slams against the wall. And I think Ronnie walks in and he goes, "Well, that was a disaster." And like slams the door closed and like rips his 5 o'clock shadow off to be Gunther. And I walk straight over to an empty teacup. Y'all are drinking tea. And I go for the brandy. And I put the brandy in the teacup. And then I put it back and I pick up the saucer to go with it.
Yeah. I buried the lead a little bit, but Gunther, you missed quite a bit.
Well, I dare say Ronnie didn't.
No. Oh, no. That was. Well, they were successful in their mission. Gunther, we have to talk about
Cheers.
something later. Cheers. We've done recon, and we reconnoitered quite a bit. Well.
What'd you get?
Well, we found the location of the infirmary. We've identified the location for both armories, the magazine, and also the general supply. Got a bit of a look-see about who's going in and out. That was well done. We started with my twins, half, and then mine. But that's not really the most relevant.
What was the most relevant?
He failed to tell you that he opened fire in an alleyway.
When
I did.
Why?
Well, it looks like we have some. They've got IDs on them, calling themselves a Catic Citizens Safety Bureau or Irregulars Division. But we've got someone on site who's a bit more on our sort of skill set than these volunteers.
They were dressed as volunteers. Clearly not, based upon the strange weaponry and the rather adept fighting skills.
Yes.
Assassins?
More than likely, they followed Gunther into an alleyway.
Yes, I was made. They're, you get that sort of sensor, recognizes like. This was not some sort of regular. This was somebody who was quite perceptive. Let me, and I'm going to sort of sketch what the pistol looked like.
You still have the pistol. Oh no, you
left it for
there.
the
Sorry. Yeah.
for the setting up a fake scene. I'm going to sketch the pistol and slide the sketch over to those two. Perhaps they might have seen it.
Probably secret.
Doesn't look like anything to me.
Aren't you the gun expert?
This is not Imperial.
Yeah, you
Roll.
can.
Maybe you know it. Maybe you're like stuff. Maybe.
The closest thing you could compare it to is a needle pistol. Off what you see, but
saying that it's not Imperial or like I haven't seen this in any missions I've ever been on or any armory. I mean, it's kind of like sort of like a needle pistol, but no.
Well, my thought is whatever they are, these Catic rebels don't have access to this sort of equipment. Whoever this is somebody, disconcerting, isn't it?
Right.
For both of the Gunthers, now that you have a little time to think about it, could you both please roll me a scrutiny?
Yes. 07 minus 14. You're muted.
I just needed the brandy.
Spoonful of sugar and all that.
Yes.
Spoonful of brandy.
So, Gunther. Irregulars tend to be skirmishers, guerrillas, scouts, all this type of thing. It's essentially, for the most part, when you have regulars, volunteers, standard troopers, the irregulars do the additional stuff. Very similar to the cavalcadre, except for not quite so professional and so on. The weapon you're not really sure about, but they comported themselves with a significant extra amount of skill, indicates special training of some kind.
Seems like someone might be onto us. I mean, unless they just saw you and decided to attack you on the street, somebody sent them after you.
No, I didn't get that sense. I got the sense that as I was walking, one of them saw me and, have you ever seen one of those sort of entertainment things where you're walking down the street and you can imagine some sort of quite lovely background music that's sort of, mysterious. And don't you imagine, Gunther, don't you imagine background? No,
I think what he's trying to say, or they are trying to say, is that they spotted him, followed him to try to find out more, and didn't expect myself to be there.
For Roddy Gunther as well. Tortoise Gunther, Beauty Mark Gunther, let the facade slip for a moment as you were walking. It wasn't a matter of it was a matter of not being stealthy. It was a matter of letting the professionalism and the alertness shine through in a moment of lapse, a lapse of the facade. So.
I think it was mostly just made. I mean, listen, it was like we were crossing the street, crossing against each other, and our eyes met. And it was that moment when, one hunter sees another hunter in their eyes. And really, that's what I thought happened, So it was
Either way, they were less than good at their jobs. Their style is lacking.
Yes. We left the bodies, Gunther did. Gunther was quite on the ball, just to stage the bodies as some sort of internal fight. We don't think we were made after that. But we have identified some important targets where we might be able to find out more information about this counter tunnel. A bit worried about, I memorized their names and their badges. I'm going to try to make some sort of badge for those irregulars that followed us and see what we can find out.
Oh, splendid, because we had our own badges and we found the entrance to the tunnel ourselves.
Perfect.
Cheers!
Perfect.
Ostensibly.
Well,
You know the location of the tunnel.
Well, if they're making a counter tunnel, they know about our tunnel. That's implication. That's a distressing one. I'd love to see some sort of. I would like to get access to personnel files, and I want to know how many people there are, where they are. I want to know what we're looking at, so we can find out the best way to undermine it.
Here's a thought and a question for all four of you. How confident are you in your volunteer covers at this point?
None.
I'm very confident. Ronnie is very confident all the time.
None. That's why I have a backup.
I'm not asking how confident Ronnie is. How confident is Gunther in the Ronnie cover?
Well, so far, nobody's made Ronnie, and even my own captain was like, God, I hate you. So, I feel like I'm doing pretty good, but, I'm always down for a new cover.
I think, it just depends what we're doing. Those covers worked while we were on the wall, but if we're going to infiltrate a spy network, we probably have to look a little different.
By the way, before, there was some murder going on, professional murder. One of those irregulars triggered some sort of electronic device. I would have tried to see what that electronic device was when we were searching their body. I was going to leave it there, but try to see what it was. If it was like a tracker or a signal, some kind of ping. Recognize the tech.
Minus 30 intelligence.
No tech use, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we could go try to check out the higher level offices in town.
Yes, I will say that they had some sort of device. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was a tracker or some sort of signaling device, something like this. All I know is that I'm a tad concerned about whatever that was. It wasn't tech I've ever seen before.
You can make educated guesses, but you have no solid idea of what it could be.
I don't know that it really matters. If the tunnel is our problem, we should be aware that they are infiltrated as we are all throughout. If they are just dressing as volunteers, then we should be looking to either find new covers or be better in the ones we've got.
To be safe.
Down the rest of the brandy.
To be safe, I think we should get new covers. To be safe.
Ugh, but everybody liked Ronnie.
Did they?
That's why you always keep a spare plan in your back pocket, and I'm going to produce 4 new cover identities for us.
Nice.
They're just general infantry people, or just logistical people, low level.
Yeah.
I did have a thought. Ronnie is very good at upsetting the higher-ups. I could go in and dig holes with the rest of the volunteers. I can dig a hole.
Do you remember? Do you remember that time we were on the shores? And
No,
you had
we said we would not speak of that day.
Ambrose, do you remember when we were on the shores? And
We
there was this-
definitely said we wouldn't speak of that day.
Sigrid?
Don't look at I literally don't look at me.
Well,
I'm afraid you're outnumbered, old chum.
I will say.
What day, what shore?
well, my word.
I will say for your it's easy enough for you to produce additional cover, like basic trooper covers.
Yeah.
They won't stand up to scrutiny from anyone of rank and appropriate knowledge. So if you take your identities and you go to the staff sergeant in the mess or like the armory or wherever, they're gonna be like, no. But just for general walking around, it should be fine.
Oh, can I spruce them up with my expert level master of disguise skills and add some details if we need them, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know, add extra makeup or hair or some details on the uniforms, etc., etc.
You absolutely can. The problem will be the names.
Listen, chums. I want to get myself into personnel or supply. If I get myself into personnel and supply, well, I can look at our order of battle, look at our list of soldiers, and I can get us, whichever sort of names we need.
I dare say I just want to see this hole with my own eyes. If I can do that as Ronnie, then... And he is not made, as you have so put it.
Yes.
Oh.
Maybe the two of you can take up officer positions, and I look at the two of them.
Well, this had me thinking, and I wanted to pitch this to you all. And more tea.
Yeah,
Oh,
more
yes,
brandy.
please. Well, I'd like
Right.
some brandy in my tea.
Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Well, perhaps we could find where their excavation supplies are kept. Perhaps we
Indeed.
don't have to sabotage the mine if we sabotage their ways of creating it.
My thoughts exactly. If I could get into supply or personnel, well, each one of us can do a bit of undermining in our own way. I can make sure that whatever supplies they need don't get to them. Maybe put it,
You can make sure the picks go missing.
Yes, indeed. Make sure anybody who might be important gets reassigned somewhere else.
Do not... I fear us giving ourselves up. Too much mischief. No
That's why
longer
we do
looks
it. as-
happenstantial.
Yes, happenstantial, exactly. So rather than exploding a mine, well then, turns out this
Who's
things are just...
exploding mines?
Well,
Was that the
well,
plan?
No, I mean explosive diarrhea, yes, but exploding mines. Well, really. My point is that if bureaucracy is as Sigrid says, bureaucracy is what it is. If things get moved in different ways or things are slower, well then, sort of subtle sort of stuff.
What do you think of this plan, GM? Does this work along with what you're thinking?
I guess my concern is if we go sabotage all of their digging materials, which I imagine is not just pickaxes, right? They got machines and all kinds of stuff down there.
I wasn't thinking breaking them, but things you have to requisition things, right? And then it just takes longer to get there.
Oh yeah,
Then-
the supply
Bureaucracy.
piece I understand. I get the bureaucracy, y'all.
I can-
I'm
The front
talking about
line's
the
gonna.
sabotage. Yeah, I'm talking about sabotaging what we were talking about, the tools and things. That's a whole other... Now, if we want to do it through a supply chain, that makes total sense. But if we were talking about physically sabotaging the pickaxes, we give ourselves up. We let them know that somebody is behind enemy lines.
No. We're just making them disappear, or cut to another side of the war crimes front, and instead of las gun ammo, they get a bunch of pickaxes.
Okay, yeah,
because
now
the boxes
that
got
I'm here
mislabeled.
for. Yeah, okay,
that's
now
what
that
I
I'm
mean
here
by
for.
that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
I think.
We'll break them with their own paperwork.
Yeah.
But no, I would
The Achilles
say
heel of any army.
any army, yeah. I would say for Sigric and for Ambrose, from what you saw, there doesn't appear to be much in the way of vehicular excavation. There are some handheld digging equipment that is machinery powered. But majority, most of them were like pickaxes and shovels and etc. So they're digging out mostly themselves with a little bit of like machine assistance.
Well, Ambrose, do you think you could, if we could find out who's in charge of this dig, what do you think about being that person?
I think that could work, but how long could I realistically delay the dig? They would probably think something was up.
This is why my suggestion was to delay it slightly.
Yes.
We just need to redirect the tunnel, change the architectural designs. Then they simply dig under the original one and nothing stops. They have no idea the better that nothing was here. Or that we were even here. I am with Ambrose on that fact.
So, just a little bit of, marking the plans a bit different, a little bit directing a couple degrees to the left, rather, or up or down, rather than straight on.
I think, actually, if we were to get a hold of the plans and we could somehow convince or sway the people in charge of the dig that it was a clerical error and they suddenly began digging a different direction, that
Make
sounds
it
possible.
legitimately wrong from the beginning. Ooh.
How embarrassing for the person in charge.
Ooh, how embarrassing.
Ooh.
maybe
Indeed.
maybe it's a little of A and B.
Ooh.
Maybe we fight this literally on all fronts.
Yeah.
Sabotage some weapon or some digging materials here. A little dysentery in their food there. A little tunnel under tunnel action.
Do you plan on just gathering up all of the pickaxes and hiding them somewhere?
No, I liked Cedric's plan of replacing the guns with the pickaxe.
Yes.
That's cheeky.
Yes.
Could I?
It is.
Could I just get a +10 toughness roll for Ronnie Gunther, please?
Uh-oh.
Just purely because based on
No.
yeah, it's pretty much what I was thinking, which is essentially you know, as the one doing the majority of the drinking, just you know, get a little buzz going on. And
Yeah,
et
it's
cetera.
really good.
Yeah.
You
I
got-
just
this seems like a plan coming together.
Yes. So what we need to summarize, we need. So if I can get supply, if I can get into supply, that'll be useful. Getting someone to personnel would be useful, at least temporarily. We need someone who can, basically, somebody.
Shouldn't
who
that be
can get
first?
Well, yes. Well, either way. I
Once
mean,
we're in personnel, we can get into supply much easier.
yes. I agree.
Sounds like a plan. So
Right.
what, tomorrow morning, 5 a.m.?
Yes, I suppose.
I do love an attack at dawn strategy. Something romantic about it.
Yes. Yes, I do like a good romance. Don't you, Gunther?
What?
Romance. Romantic in the
Oh!
attack.
Yes.
Yes, attacking at dawn.
Nothing like little wartime romance.
I'm going to go and work on these forgeries right now. Get one of you all into personnel and can seed us all into these spaces.
Thinking.
Oh yeah, great. I'll come help you.
Well, I mean, if you wanted to stay here,
No, I know how much help you need with us. You've been drinking too. I'm sure an extra pair of hands could go a long way. And we haven't caught up since your mission. I miss spending time with you. Let's just go. Let's go sit outside.
Yes, Cedric and I, we will make more plans.
well, all right, Ambrose. I recommend going upstairs, and we can do a little bit of forging upstairs. And I'm always willing to let you go and just work with Sigrid. But
Yes. Okay. Come on. Let's go upstairs.
Gunther, if I get punched, just know that it
You'll
was.
be fine.
Oh well.
Kind of- I want to ask, just because I feel like this is something that is a thing. Ronnie Gunther, I feel like there's been a fair few times when your go-to disguise has been shameless old lady who gets extremely drunk. Is that accurate?
In the middle of this war city, sure. Maybe I sit on a corner and drink and crochet or something.
You know, just a kind of hunched old lady. No one pays any attention to her.
Can that be my new disguise? Now that.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
where I'm coming.
absolutely. That's
It's
just
really-
like the impression of slightly sozzled Gunther there just reminded me of my nan. That's all.
I will accept.
And on that note, let's go to break once we get the voice in the sky back in.
Yes.
It is me, the voice in the sky.
Hello.
We'll go to a break and we'll be back in around about 8 minutes or so. So go get snacks and all that kind of thing. Have a stretch, it's all important, and we'll be back very soon.
Pip pip.
totally fine with switching in the middle of combat too.
Hello, and welcome back to The Last Ditch, episode 10 of season 2. It takes me a second every time. I think it's probably 10. I'm probably right.
It is
Numbers
10.
are hard.
Yes. It says on the phone.
I should just read that. It's right there. I can see it. Take it away.
So, I believe we will go to... I don't think there's anything... Wait, sorry, you were... No, I'm wrong. You were going to cook up some IDs, I believe, based on the tunnel workers? Okay.
And Sigrid and Gunther are downstairs,
Yes.
while we're upstairs doing some forgeries,
Okay.
as it were.
Essentially, unless you are trying, like maybe those other IDs that the other guys had, they're fairly intricate. These ones are a lot more simple and fairly easy to forge. So let's go with a plus 20 tech use. Essentially, this will just mostly be how long it takes and whether there's any flaws in it that, you know, someone on the ball could maybe pick up on.
Is there
Can
a
I
way
help?
for me to get aid from Ambrose on this one?
Yeah. Okay, let's have a quick look here.
Like, you know, teamwork.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I have some stealth and stuff.
let's have a look here.
Let's see. What are my highest skills? Stealth, deceive.
Deceive
Awareness.
would work, yeah. Essentially the
Security. I have one for
Yeah,
security.
yeah.
too.
I would say if you want to go security, that will help directly. With your deceive, it will essentially help you during the process just pick up on possible things that could, you know, catch you out.
Security.
You know, spotting flaws. Security, okay. That'll be
Yeah.
a plus 10. Yeah, plus 10 security. Starting off.
So should I roll, and then what I roll will help troopers roll?
Yes.
I say, Ambrose, how are you?
I'm doing quite well, actually. I feel pretty refreshed after that scuffle in the alleyway. It was really close, let me tell you. If it wasn't for Sigrid's quick thinking, we might have been had. Actually, I might have a pickaxe in my chest right now.
Ooh. What modifier should I have for my tech roll?
Take
Yeah,
a plus 20, yeah.
Yeah, I had a -1.
It's not a terrible failure. So it's not like you're you know.
4-3 to sort of make some good fake badges. And I also kind of want to, I want to see if I can sort of mock up one of those irregular badges as well, especially if they didn't have any names on them. If I can sort of try to mock one of those up, just in case.
Okay. I would say the basic worker ones, absolutely. If you want to actually properly mock up one of those irregular badges, it'll not add any flaws or anything, but it'll be a little bit rushed for the worker badges. Or you could just like make a star on one irregular badge, or like at the first pass kind of thing.
Yeah, I think since we're not going to do any big things until tomorrow, I think I want to be able to spend with Ambrose, like, because being able to get a fake of those badges would be really good. And I'd like to see if I can get a fake of those badges for each one of us, just in case, because
For the irregulars?
of the irregulars,
Yeah.
and just like spend the night with Ambrose, really working on seeing if we can get that in,
Okay.
just in case, because there could be a good deceit out of that one. And if I could get one for each of us, that would be great.
Okay.
Great.
In the interim, as the other two are working, Sigrid and Ronnie Gunther, I've decided to use your fake
Officially
names to...
Ronnie Gunther now.
Yeah, it's Ronnie Gunther and Tortoise Gunther.
You know that means that I'll never take on another. I will always just be Ronnie. All right, yeah. I am probably drinking
Yes.
a lot. Gunther looks to Cedric, and says, "Well, another?"
You're muted. There you go.
Yep, I was muted. Oh, you know me so well. Ow.
Oh.
In fact, I should probably, and I look at you poured yourself one. I pour some away from you. You know what I mean? Like I pour some out of your cup.
Yeah, well, I'm not looking.
Feel free to respond. No, I do it in front of
like-
you. So feel free to respond as rudely as you need to.
But I say, how rude!
Oh yeah, we're gonna need you less hungover for this mission. And I believe you're
not-
getting to your limits.
My limits. I brewed this brandy. I dare say I know its limits.
If you insist. And yeah. Then I will give it back to you. And more of a mess for your twin to clean up.
what is
I
this?
mutter.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear your words through my drinking.
Oh, it was nothing.
No, it's something.
Sigrid, could you roll me an awareness, please?
I'd be happy to.
Thank you.
Sounds like Sigrid is trying to get the liquor away from your twin again.
Okay.
Oh, well. That might be difficult.
Yeah.
Difficult indeed.
It occurs to you probably a little bit earlier when the other two head off to do the things. You're like, there's been a couple of opportunities, probably worth checking, and yeah, it is. So could you also additionally roll me a sleight of hand with a plus? Gunther, how drunk are you?
I mean, I've probably had 2 cups of teacup size of
A
brandy.
minus 5.2 degrees of success drunk.
Yeah, there was a significant failure on the drunkenness there. I will say plus 20 on your sleight of hand.
Mhm.
Well, okay. There you go. Whatever you were doing, you are successful in doing so.
Ambrose,
Yes.
do you think Gunther will be? Do you think Gunther's all right?
What makes you ask? I would think you would know better than me.
I would, but well, you grew up with us both. Sometimes I just worry about how the war hits us all. You know? I mean, we're always right as rain, all of us, all 4. Always.
I can't imagine it was easy for them to find you in the alley like they just did.
Well, I suppose not. But of course, there was no hesitation there. Brilliance always. I just always wonder sometimes a little bit what the toll it takes. You know, I think whenever you can find joy and happiness in a time of war, Ambrose, I think it's good. I mean, there might be regulations or whatnot, but, well, who gives a toss, really? I feel like joy is important. That's all I'm saying. Just noting it.
I know what you're getting at.
With what?
I'm figuring it out, okay?
I know. I just want to let you know that you're my oldest friend. And I just want you to be happy. This life is too short. And whatever will make you happy is something that I support. And I just want you to know it. No matter what.
Well, thanks, chum. And Ambrose leans in to give you like a big friend hug.
It's like this, oh, and they hug you back. Like with this, like, it's kind of like the hug is, has like 10% more heaviness to it in the sense of like, oh, hey, we're pals. But like, this is like a slightly, like we're undercover, it's kind of hard, and you get that little extra sort of bit of sort of emotional weight to that hug.
Yeah, I think it transforms Ambrose's kind of messing around hug, like kind of like minimizing the intensity of what you just had into something more like heartfelt. And they kind of sink into it a little, and it feels very comforting.
Very quick question for everyone. Who has been imbibing of the alcohols, aside from the obvious answer of
Not me.
Roddy Gunther?
I had a bit in my tea.
A snootful?
Yeah, a snootful.
Sigrid has a little bit.
Yeah, a gentleman's amount.
In that case, during the friend embrace, there is the beginnings of the sounds of explosions, different from the bombings that have happened before. A few kind of like makeshift alarms, essentially like metal being hit by metal, and shouting going on outside.
Directly outside?
As in like people running past shouting, etc. So it's not like the explosions are happening directly outside. They're a bit further away, but very audible. Closer than the bombing, at least.
Can I run to a window and see what's going on?
So essentially the what you see before you is kind of like out the window is the alleyways and the houses and then the wall, and you can see like flashes of light outside of the wall and everyone running. There's not many people running like outside where you are because this is a bit out of the ways, but you see people running like towards the wall, and you see a few probably NCOs kind of like shouting and waving and etc.
Does this seem like an external attack?
Yes.
Great. I look at Sigrid and go, well, maybe our luck is turning around if everyone's going to be at the wall.
I say.
Maybe it's time for us to do what we do best.
And carpe diem as we down our last bit.
Yeah. Sigrid, I lean a little bit. I have a question. As there's like bomb going off outside.
Yeah.
Shoot.
How does it feel? It's being love and all that. Love. Pitter patter of the hot strings and such.
And I will answer very frankly. It sucks.
Well, how poetic. It sucks in a good way.
Now grab your gear.
No. Okay, I start like suiting up. I'm like trying to press my little Ronnie 5 o'clock back on my very sweaty alcohol face.
Okay.
And I simply look at Cedric and go, you can't dodge this one.
I have a very devil may care response that's far more witty than what I can produce right now. So just imagine something very funny.
Yes, cheers, baby. Pip pip. I yell upstairs to them where they're making. It's time to tally forth.
Yeah, Gunther might have had a few.
Yes, well, I will say, Sigrid has always looked out for my twin. I'm sure we'll be all right. And anyway, Gunther's always right as rain when it's necessary. We'll keep an eye out.
Yes, I think they come downstairs. Ambrose like pats Gunther on the back and says, "Hey, don't you have that miracle next day hangover cure? Didn't you make one of those a couple missions back? I can't remember."
Yes, it's called adrenaline. Do I have a shot? Because I'm gonna put it right in my chest. What a great idea! Cheerio!
Oh my god, is that what you do? Just Gunther like pull out this giant needle?
Just for the sake of it, roll me a Medicaid, please.
Okay, well at least I know where to put it. Hopefully.
I imagine you're so good at that.
No, my rolls today are so bad.
That is not a crit failure. So you don't pick up the wrong thing and inject yourself with the wrong thing.
Can I stop them and like be like, no, it's this one.
No, they're fine. They're fine. Like a failure is not necessarily completely bad. I imagine there's a little bit of a delay as there's kind of multiple, just like it's around here somewhere. I'll find it sooner or later.
Taking falls.
No,
yes.
no. Oh, to the left. To the left.
Oh,
All of your
yes.
shots in a spot to the left.
To the left. Oh.
Yes.
Oh. And then I think you probably see me stand up straight. My eyes dilate.
Yeah. And I take it you are all heading out? Okay.
Cheers.
Let's go.
As you head out, obviously the bombing gets a little bit louder, and there is a flurry of activity like down the end of the road. Are you heading out in personas and not trying not to be seen?
I'm gonna you said there's like some people at the end. Can we see like people nearby, like other soldiers or volunteers?
Yes. There's some volunteers. There's a few NCOs. Everyone's kind of like, and the majority of them are either headlessly running about in a panic, or a few of them are like running up to go up to the wall, and you can probably see some.
Can I just stop one and go,
before.
"Oi, what's going on?"
We're under attack.
Well, no shit. Any other information?
Dunno. And when you say that, actually, I was going to do an awareness to see if they saw you, but one of the sergeants turns around and says, "Oi, what are you lot? I need someone on this gun." And he points to this big kind of like mounted heavy weapon.
Boy, he needs someone on the gun. I looked to Cedric.
And I look back to you like, there's no way I'm getting out of this, am I?
Well,
just looking at Gunther, right? Like,
I mean, there is a way to sort out who goes.
No, I'm volunteering. No,
I pick up boxes of ammo so that it's not me. Just
what I'm good at. I know there is a way of doing it, but I would prefer this way.
Okay.
I'll just look at Gunther and Ian's like, "You owe me," and I volunteer myself.
Okay.
You know when like somebody needs to volunteer and everybody steps back except for that one person, and it's
very much so.
And I and my sort of Bianca Jackson from EastEnders sort of persona, Tortoise is like, "Oi!" And I just like sort of like pick up some of the some shells and ammo boxes, and I follow along behind Sigrid.
Okay.
Yeah. Ambrose like jumps on the side of the truck sneakily, in stealth mode, unnoticed. This is mounted on a truck, right?
I guess at this point, if everybody's going, Ronnie's got to keep cover. And he goes, permission to speak freely, sir.
Oh,
Granted.
I'm trying to keep like attention away from her hiding and all that. And he goes, permission to get on the truck and fight.
Well, the enthusiasm is appreciated, volunteer. However, we are intended on staying behind the wall, so unless you'd like to drive out there on your lonesome.
Where are you taking the truck? I mean, permission to speak freely, sir.
Permission granted.
Where are you taking the truck?
Well, it's got to go back to pick up more ammunition, so that we can bring more ammunition to here, so we can fire the guns at the people attacking us.
Permission to speak freely, sir.
Permission granted.
May I come along?
On which bit?
All of it, sir. I'm here to support the efforts of this war. And you can tell Ronnie might actually be a little drunk too, because technically, technically I'm off duty. It's my shift, late shift. Can I come?
Yeah.
Just, like,
All right.
basically, I'm doing everything but like waving my arms, like over here, over here.
Could you please roll me a deceive? Take a plus 4. Take a plus 30. Actually, honestly, due to be
A 5.7.
Oh,
Yeah.
So you not only are you drunk, possibly high on adrenaline. Not sure about that one. Also in character as a trooper who is a little bit tipsy because not on duty. The sergeant kind of weighs the options of sending you onto the wall with a gun, and is like, I do want someone to help carry ammo to the truck, so hop in.
He doesn't drunk, right? And I stumble over and I like pop on the back of the truck. I think I sit at Cedric's feet and I look up at him and I go, "Oh, now at least you're not going by yourself."
I think we're all on this truck, right? And I've sort of
Yeah.
put up crates so that there's a kind of like a hidey spot for Ambrose. You know, some.
Perfect. It's perfect.
All right. So, the truck fires to life, and just sidebar for Ambrose. In this instance, with all of the distractions, I'm actually not even going to need you to have a roll unless you'd like to do it just in case you fail. Just because, like, the plus is as such that, yeah. It's essentially like if you want to do the under the truck thing, you can totally go for that, or you can just like slip on and you know.
I feel like just slipping on it is totally fine.
Okay,
Just taking advantage at the moment, like you said.
Yeah.
Sounds smart and easy.
And Sigric, you're going to be jumping on. It's essentially a heavy stubber, which is kind of a heavy automatic machine gun. It's like mounted on the truck. So you're gonna be essentially gunner on the truck in case anything happens. Likelihood is that the technically your allies won't have infiltrated the city yet via means of tunnel or any other way, but it seems like they're being just a bit cautious for some reason. Maybe it's the people who've been dying in droves around the
I'm not
city.
expecting anything. Yeah.
Yeah. And you, the truck kind of goes around, and I'm just gonna see if
I just note who that sergeant was. Like anytime anybody who gives orders, I note who they are, their name, any kind of like mannerisms about them, so I can pass it off to the rest of the team. So like it's like I'm basically information gathering about who would be good personas to take, and sort of piecing together the order of battle, like the command structure. I'm just like noting command structure.
Okay, this is a sergeant. They don't have a tag, so but they do have the insignia of sergeant on them.
Just noting them.
Okay. In this instance, let's just see. This would be this would be these guys. Okay. So let's just have a little bit of a roll. How are we looking? Okay.
-4.
4. And -4. Interesting. Okay. Majority from what you can tell so far is the shots are either landing short or just hitting the wall with minimal effect. So at least that's the impression that you get as the truck fires up and kind of like moves along the side of the wall and then takes a left and heads like down away from the wall. You're in the truck for maybe 5 minutes before it pulls up next to this kind of like nondescript, slightly more kind of like concrete bunker looking building, which appears to have been erected much more recently. Turns off, and essentially the sergeant turns around, right, everyone, jump out, get what you can, las gun ammo, heavy stubber ammo, couple of rockets even, like see what you can get in there, and then we'll be off back to the front.
Aye. Yeah.
Yeah. Pop off for that. Yeah.
Yep.
And it's going to be about watching the procedure, because we're going. Is this the magazine that we scoped out earlier?
This is one of the magazines. Yeah.
So I'm going to be basically looking at security and sort of awareness, wanting to sort of see, okay, this is the place. Note it. See what the if people are checking badges, if they're not, what kind of security is in this place, who might be in charge of this place, basically kind of giving us getting data for us if we need to come in and
Okay.
do things later.
Need to be a good distraction.
Yeah.
So,
or just take it over.
Yeah. So like riding up to it, there's some troopers, some basic volunteers, etc. Heading towards the wall. When you get to the magazine and you get out, there's no one on the magazine doors or anything like that. I'm assuming you'd all just like to kind of pile in to grab the ammunition and stuff. Inside, there is just one sergeant, kind of behind a desk. And essentially, there's just piles of boxes of ammunition to the sides and around the place. And he looks up and he says, "All right, well, yeah. Take what you need. Where's this going? Front wall?"
Yep. Yes. Sure is. Front row. We're here to pick up the ammo and the missiles and the
Whatever. We just follow orders.
Right. Well, I don't know what they got on the front wall, but whatever can help, I'm sure you lot know. So take what's needed.
Ooh.
All right.
Look to the
So what do
team,
we-
like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What do we need? I was gonna.
So essentially, ammo for heavy weapons, mostly heavy stubbers, few heavy bolters. Rockets would help for any anti-tank that needs to happen. And then just generic lasgun ammunition in kind of like these.
So basically, we
crates.
would know what to start picking up.
Yes. And I will say, like, the bunker kind of extends behind the desk, and there's just rows of ammunition and stuff. It's this dude in here. It's pretty much him.
Is this like our in to go where we need to go, like through this bunker, or is this just like we're pretending to pick up ammo right now?
This appears to be a ammo depot. It's essentially like there's possibly something else deeper, but from what you can see, it's just stacks and stacks of ammunition for supply to.
When, is he letting us back there to like pick it up and then carry it out? Are we behind
Yes.
him?
Yes.
Okay. Gunther immediately looks at Gunther and goes, "Can you play Ronnie?"
Yeah.
Wonderful. I like rip my beard off and slap it on, right? Because we look identical.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this is why Twins is being awesome. And I quickly like derobe and hand you Ronnie's stuff, and I like put your,
I up Ronnie.
right. I put your thing on.
This all, like, I'm assuming this is kind of like deeper into.
Yeah. We go in
munitions.
behind a stack of
Yeah,
something, and we're like
yeah.
quickly trading identities.
Yep.
And I pull out a grenade, and I look at the four of them, and I go, "When it's all out, I'll meet you back out there." I question it because I don't actually know, but we could blow this thing sky high.
Will that work, Sheepdog?
Yeah, I mean, like, there's also some mines and
There's a lot of explosives.
I mean, I would love to set a timed detonator if,
Yeah.
if that's an option. Like a timed one would be ideal, so that Oh, damn it! Doing this, I stop holding this grenade. I check my pockets. Fuck.
Yeah.
So I keep holding the grenade.
No. Point of order. You check your pockets and it's not there because I have your clothes on.
You're wearing my clothes. You're right. We just
Yeah.
traded.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
Um.
I like this plan a lot because it could kind of seem like it's
in
like
the middle of an
another
attack.
attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will also say, just for the sake of it, that setting timers and for explosives and stuff would be tech use, which is technically someone's speciality.
Oh yeah, that's other Gunther, right?
Oh, even better.
So you check your pockets and you do not.
And then I realize I'm wearing the wrong clothes.
Yeah.
And I look to my twin, and there's that moment of panic on my face, which means
I check my pockets.
Yep.
I pull out a small object. Yep. Well, as Ronnie, looks like I'm going to do it. And I put the small object back in my pocket, and I put my hand out for the grenade.
pass the grenade.
Well, Tortoise,
Always by the chip.
permission to speak freely. Just give my twin a punch. Like, go on. Go on.
No. And I pit her off looking like this other woman. I sway a little bit because, I'm drunk. I look a little defeated and upset.
Yep.
And I just put my hand in my pocket and I feel that small object. I think about it and I start to work on setting the timers.
Okay. Please roll me flat tech use. And for Sigric and Ambrose as well.
Mhm.
Obviously, you've been carrying like ammunition and a few rockets and things out and into the truck.
At what mod?
No, actually, yes. Both of you, please give me an athletic.
Oh, can I maybe do a deception? Like maybe I can distract
Yes.
by doing that, like loudly or dropping something to give like Gunther cover.
Smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
95, by the way, is what I rolled. It's a minus 4.8.
Minus 4.8. Yes.
Could I possibly be deceiving somebody in a conversation?
Yeah. If you will be kind of like moving in and out if you're transporting but if you'd like to take on.
Can I deceive you that I'm an NPC?
Well, if you'd like to take on the demeanor of someone who's kind of in charge of the rest of them, you could have kind of like a chat with the sergeant or something and kind of.
Yeah. Must have been the wind.
So should I also roll deceive? So we're both deceiving in different ways?
Yes. Go for it.
I got a 2.1. Eric, no. Cover for Eric.
It's not a crit failure, so you don't go, hey, what's that person doing with the grenade behind you? But
Hey, look, a distraction, and I point right at him. Yeah.
I think what happens is you keep trying to start up a conversation, but Lieutenant Ambrose is crashing and clattering, and there's like, occasionally like the magazines shift off the box and just.
I'm sorry, I've never seen one of these before in real life. Do you carry it like this? And they're like trying to pick up like a giant rocket launcher or something and fumbling and
It like swing around and it just clips it clips Sigric in the back of the head and
oh god.
just lightly.
Okay.
So yes. Takes you a bit of time and this is gonna get so complicated. A volunteer tortoise comes back out. I'm trying to figure out. Honestly, because you're twins and you do this type of thing a lot, I'm not going to require a roll for you playing tortoise. I will essentially say.
We do.
I will say, Sigric and Ambrose, please both roll me scrutiny. Just to see with a -10, just because distraction and
I
you
wish
do
Dot
other things.
could put in the beauty mark right now. That would be
Pass it through the Zoom call.
Oh, there's a nuthatch right out my window.
Boom!
Very good.
It is there now.
Nice.
I did not notice that Eric did or Sigurd did.
So yeah.
Oh my god, it's fine.
So yeah, Sigric, you notice that is in fact Lieutenant Gunther, not Lieutenant Gunther. So just for going forward.
Okay. Noted.
The twins have swapped disguises essentially.
Y'all are usually the
Yes,
only
what it
people I
looks like.
imagine that know when
Yeah.
we switch.
Yeah. You're the only ones who have a chance to
Yep.
figure out the difference. In that case, once the ammunition truck is loaded up, you'll all jump on, take positions again, and without even noticing, the sergeant will fire up the engine, do a U-turn, and head back up towards the front to distribute ammunition. Now, Gunther, for your tech use, you rolled a minus 4.8.
That's correct.
You were one off a crit fail.
Mm-hmm.
So this is not a crit fail, but it is a significant failure. What this means is you are standing in the middle of the magazine with explosives and ammunition, like lots of different ammunition, some explosive, some merely flammable, and no actual timers.
Yep. I just squeeze onto the sacrificial pawn.
Yep.
Hold on to it. Remember, I've got to bring it back. Russell get in trouble. And I very quietly set, right? See if I can get some like there's a cook-off, you know what I mean? I was like, okay, grenades have got a 5-second cook-off. All right. So like I'm like, okay, if I don't have timers, thinking about a back door, and I'm trying to sort of figure out the best way that I can roll 5 seconds, make my way to the other end of like a, either out or sandbags, but it's gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna have to give myself 5 seconds. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna have 5 minutes. I'm not gonna have 15. I'm gonna have 5. And so it's gonna be set it up, set a chain, a little wire, pull the pins, give myself 5 seconds to get out as best as possible.
You're gonna have to run out the front door, yeah.
Yeah, or the back if there's a back.
It's a bunker, so
Yeah.
it's essentially just like a storehouse.
Yeah, that's
The other option, I mean, I know it's not really one that you want to consider, is you could just abandon the plan, but
I failed the roll, so I'm gonna follow through, right? Because
Okay.
that's a failed roll, so I'm gonna do it. So it's basically okay. I'm going to sort of like tie some pins together, pull them on my way out to give myself maybe 1 second more. And if it's a bunker, all I need to do is get on the other side of this bunker, because the bunker itself is going to protect me. So I just need to get on the other side. And I'm going to pull it with that minus, because that's the minus 4.8, follow through.
Yeah.
And I'm going to sort of be like, little drunk acting like, boy, you forgot me. And sort of like rush out like my truck forgot me, as I sort of rush out, little parkour style, thinking directly, gorilla jump over that the main desk, so at least that's in front, and
Nice.
then out. Yep.
okay. So,
With a oi, don't forget me. Like just a. Yep.
okay. So
And
the first
I've got
thing,
I've got the pawn in my hand for good luck.
Maybe one of us is there to grab you.
you've headed off in the ammo truck.
Because there's the pawn. I'm gonna catch up with you.
Okay.
So, this is gonna start off acrobatics. Acrobatics
Yep.
is better than
Yep.
athletics, and you can use either in this instance because it's not like straight out sprinting.
Yep.
It's gonna be the thing is okay. So let's.
I'm gonna
see
roll
how
that
this goes.
acrobatics.
Okay.
0.4 degrees of success.
0.4. Okay.
Yep.
So I'm going to.
My goal is over the desk, so at least I have desk before that explosion goes off, and then try to
Yeah.
get out.
Well, the sergeant's still behind the desk.
Yep.
So when you shout, he does turn around.
Yep.
And he's not really sure what's going on, so he's going to react. Yeah. Okay. So essentially, let's roll initiative to see kind of who reacts quicker, essentially.
Yep.
And see how he reacts as well.
And I'm very much like, oh, I lost my, like, I'm being left behind because I'm drunk
Yeah.
Ronnie. It's a
Okay.
10,
Okay.
10 versus your 6.
10 versus 6. Okay, so what this essentially means is you have the opportunity, because this is the thing is, I don't imagine that. Roll me a -20 deceive. It's just in this instance, it's a little bit harder than the standard kind of.
2.1.
Okay. Let's just see how this guy does.
2.1. Yep.
Okay. So,
And I'm looking a little drunk in my face.
yeah. So what I will say is he half-heartedly reaches out to you. It's not 100% like, hey, you stop. It's more like drunk trooper punish type thing.
Yep.
So what I'll do is we'll see how he does on trying to grab you and go from there.
I'm ducking.
And you did a good acrobatic or a decent acrobatic, so it will be. So that's a success. Wow, I rolled a 14. Really? This is not the time for good sheep dice. I'm just saying.
Yep.
So what this will require is a dodge roll.
I got it. I got you.
I will, given your deceive, I'll give you a +10. Essentially, like, this is gonna be make or break for getting out in time.
Yep. -3/6. As
So
I try to leap over this desk, right?
Yeah.
And he reaches out.
Like, grabs your lapel, like, kind of, like, just, like, the fingertips just catch the collar there, and it just, like, drags you back very slightly.
I'm gonna try to make my way over the other end of the desk. If I can't get out of the bunker, I want that desk between me. I'm trying to leap over and he grabs my lapel. I want to try to at least fall on the other side of the bunker, of the desk.
Okay. What I'm gonna say is very, very quickly, roll me. I'm not sure if this is gonna be. Let me take a look at your sheets because I need to figure out which one this would be. There we go. This would be a straight up intelligence, I think.
Okay. I'm in it. -3/5.
Okay. So, sorry, what was it you wanted to do?
It looks like I can't get out of the bunker, but I can at least get on the other side of that desk,
Yes.
right? Because if I'm going over and he's grabbed me, I'm gonna let myself drop, so I've got the desk between myself and the explosion.
Okay. This is just gonna be straight up strength. Your
Yep.
strength versus his.
-0.4. -0.4.
Hello, 99 crit failure.
Wow.
Yep.
So yeah, you essentially just like palm in the face.
I have a question.
Yes.
Since he got a crit failure,
Yeah.
when I'm going over and he's grabbed me, can I grab him and use him as a shield?
That was
when I
that
drop.
was what the intelligence roll was for. I was basically going to tell you that would be a possibility.
I didn't know if I could grab him because that's a lot, but with that crit fail, can I
Yes.
grab him and
Yes, absolutely.
pull him on top of me?
You go over the table and pull him on top of you, and I'm gonna say for the flair of it, because he crit failed and you did a decent roll. You just kind of like clock him with your elbow and just like, you know, he just kind of like knocks out, and you just basically brace as the explosion goes off.
Okay.
So what we're going to do with this is,
I feel like we should see what they're doing. Leave it on a cliffhanger.
good point.
That's what I think. I feel like we should just, there should be a huge explosion. And then, you know.
I knew you were a GM for a reason. Yes, let's go and visit the rest of the team as you're driving up towards the gate. There are explosions going on. There is firing up from the top of the wall, and essentially your job currently is to unload the ammunition and then take your places on the wall. If you want at some point to step away and do other things, that's a viable option. It just depends on how you roll.
Okay. Quick out of character team huddle.
Yes.
What our plan? Do we want to sabotage this truck? Like once we get there, like this is like a bomb, or like what? Then we're kind of stuck on the front lines. Like I'm trying to think of like things we can do to sabotage. Do we want to like spend the time while we're getting there, like actually like fiddling with the weapons so they're not as good, so it's like more like subtle? Like how do we want to play this? Sorry to like do this out of character. So like I imagine we already had a plan. Like we probably already had a plan ahead of time, but like you know what I mean? Like and one of you just has to name the plan that we're stealing from, like not the Bukharov but the other plan.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's like a you remember the one where we and it.
So I have a thought for you. I won't. If anyone would like to roll me just straight up intelligence, I can give you the whole plan. But essentially, you are driving fairly breakneck speed with a truck full of ammunition. Straight down the main road, which leads to the gates.
Yep. Okay, so this was this was what I was getting at. I got to. Okay, so we're on the same page then.
Then maybe you don't need to roll intelligence for it.
Also,
I mean that's the next exact Gunther was like.
Go ahead.
I looked to the two of you with that, literally no words, because I mean we're on a truck full of other people, but I'm gesturing.
I mean, we could actually take this anywhere we want. No one's gonna shoot this truck because it's full of ammunition, right?
True.
So like,
I will also say,
you just want to go to the tunnel? Like, what are they gonna do? Blow up their own tunnel?
It's you three on the it's you three on the back of the truck, and then the sergeant driving at the front.
So we just have to kick the sergeant out of the driver's seat, I guess.
There's
we could go route from the back, perhaps.
Another thing you could do if you want to maintain your cover is, for example, one of you could crawl around the side of the truck and cut the brakes.
Well, I was thinking just maybe we hop off and let that truck ram the gate and explode it and let them through.
Yeah.
So we could ram the gate, or we could steal the truck and ram the tunnel. Because we're in chaos right now. Probably nobody's paying much attention.
And nobody will notice his dead body.
Right?
And nobody knows who we are because everybody who's seen us here is going to be dead soon. One hopes.
So either way, I guess we're taking control of the truck.
Yes, that I would say yes.
Because we want to be able to drive it, so we don't. So we'll probably just want to sneakily switch drivers.
So that would be me then, right? Who's in the?
I don't know, whoever.
No, wait. I'm in the gunning thing. So like, what's
so
me,
you're kind of like on top.
Who would be
top of the cabin, the cab? So.
So and then which way would we want to drive it? I guess which one do you want to do? Or is it possible to drive into the tunnel? I don't know.
You aren't sure because you haven't set eyes on the tunnel yet. You just know the general location of it. Most likely, there is like an entrance area, where they have like a kind of like a barrier. They let trucks in to gather dirt and etc. and the trucks go out. So possibly, it's a little bit unsure, unfortunately, though.
I guess we could collapse the entrance.
That way, at least it'll slow them down.
Is that what you were thinking, Eric?
Yeah. And since they don't have big equipment, they're just doing pickaxes. It'll be a while before they can actually.
Okay. So that
is our mission. So that's the only reason why I don't want to blow up the gate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, yeah, I totally agree. So Gunther, again, is doing the, like, whatever our signal is for that one mission we did that one time where we drove a truck off a ravine and it exploded.
Oh, no. Okay. Dot, I love you, but I'm going to hold you to this. You have to come up with the name of it.
Yeah,
was the name
sorry,
of it?
Dot.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
sorry.
Is there another planet? I just don't know any lore to be able to call upon.
No,
a place to be
don't
able to
make
do
up
that.
it. I made up Bokura. That's
okay.
entirely
Okay.
my. Sorry, yeah, I know that sounds
Okay.
like it is, but no, I literally just pulled that out of my butt. So
Okay, that
I'm
makes
sorry.
me feel
I
better.
didn't mean.
So then Gunther
goes.
he goes, the turkey sandwich maneuver? You said make it up, and I sure did.
Yeah, no,
Embrace nods.
absolutely.
Right,
Yeah, no, I'm laughing like because I know what the turkey sandwich maneuver would entail. So I'm like, yes. Although I'm in a gunning seat, so.
Yeah,
Awesome.
so Gunther, I guess that means Ambrose, and the two of us can double team the driver.
Yeah, you're sandwich.
Just like a turkey sandwich.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
For the bread.
are you looking to take control of the driving, or are you just looking to
Yeah.
kind of like?
I think we want to like drag the driver as stealthily as possible out of the seat in whatever way possible, and then someone else at the same time take over the driving.
I love this. Turkey
Yeah.
sandwich is just a tag team to take the driver out. So we're gonna come in either
Yeah.
side of the door. We're the bread on that turkey sandwich.
Yeah,
also
or maybe
the driver's
someone
a drive
is already in the passenger seat, you know,
and
the
Cedric
other
is the
person.
turkey. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Okay, so anyways,
Gobble, gobble.
Gobble gobble, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
both of you will essentially be coming in from either side. Who wants to come in from the driver's side? Because that will essentially be the slightly harder one, because you'll be essentially getting in where the driver already is. So you'll be.
Oh yeah, we probably have comparable skills in doing this type of
I
stuff.
was about to
right?
say,
Would probably be
yeah.
acrobatics in this instance.
Oh, I have 2 in acrobatics.
I have 2 checks in acrobatics as well, and I'm guessing our
Okay.
agility is probably the same, so I don't think it's really gonna matter.
Could it be like stealth though? Oh, I guess stealth would come from the other side, maybe.
Yeah, stealth. If you wanted to make an argument for stealth on the other side, I'd say definitely yes. Especially if Gunther was making a hullabaloo.
Maybe I'll do the stealthy one then, because I
Great,
have 3
perfect.
in stealth.
That sounds perfect.
Okay.
If you're going for that type of approach, Gunther, would you like to, instead of like acrobating and like kicking your way in, like instead just kind of hang and like smash on the window in a kind of like distraction way?
Oh yeah, like hey, look over there.
You know, I said like, Sergeant, something's happening, which is a distraction.
Yeah, look out. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna come around. Okay, this is what I'm doing. Okay, this is perfect.
Okay.
I'm gonna come driver's side, around the driver's side, right, and like lean and like bang on the window. But what I'm actually doing is popping the door handle, so that when she comes through and kicks him, he goes out the other side.
Okay.
Right, like so the door's open, so like however we can dump the body basically. I'm just prepping for the dump of the body when Ambrose does the super sweet stealthy stuff.
Okay. In that case, please roll me a deceive plus 20.
Okay. 4.
Wow. Yeah. Immediately like distracted and like trying to
like
look
banging on the
and
window,
see,
yeah.
trying to look and see what you're saying, but also keep his eye on the road. So wow, 4.4. So take plus 30 to your stealth roll, Ambrose.
Yes.
Dang,
Get it,
good
Ambrose.
job.
Yeah.
Plus 40?
Plus 30.
Oh, okay. Wow. No. There's a struggle, I guess.
Did you put a plus in?
I did. I think.
If you just put the 30 in instead, it basically rolled with a target of 0. So that's yeah.
Should I?
You can't put the plus in. You just have to put 30 because roll 20
no
messes
plus.
up. If
Oh,
Yeah,
I
put a
did.
plus.
I did. Okay, so just
Sorry,
put a 30.
Yeah.
My bad. Wow, that's better.
Wow.
Would you like to narrative this
Yeah.
to
Wow.
your satisfaction, or if you like, I
Good
can tell
lord.
you
Yeah.
exactly how you rock it. It's,
Yeah,
down to you.
Ambrose quietly sneaks in through the window unnoticed, and like kind of takes their time holding on to the top of the window, getting the perfect angle, and then like cues Gunther to open the door, and
Pop it.
I guess Gunther pops it open.
Yeah.
I give you the signal, right?
Yeah. And we're perfectly timed. We're like perfectly in sync.
Mayo.
And like Ambrose like just like kicks him out the door, and he rolls out completely unaware. I don't know what happens to him on the ground.
But since you got an 8-9, could you also specify that he dies so that he cannot,
No,
identify
I mean, like, do you want to essentially like kick him, to like kick him out, like kind of like striking like a snake, like foot going forward and then just kicking him, just hits his jaw like that, and his neck just goes as he spins out of the door and like rolls.
Yeah, it's real fucking badass assassin nonsense.
Yeah, and you immediately just slide into the driver's thing with like one hand on the wheel, like.
Oh yeah, the car doesn't swerve at all.
No,
Ambrose is like directly
move.
on the gas pedal, like perfect speed.
And you just look at Gunther
Hell
like,
yeah.
where we go?
Get in.
Get in, we're doing heresy.
So wait, do you take the driver's seat or do you take the passenger seat?
It takes the driver's seat, immediately like slots into the driver's seat. Driving perfectly.
Gunther's gonna just stay in the. I don't think Gunther needs to even be in the cab because I was up top just kind of banging and making noise. I'll stay in the back with Cedric and make sure. He's a little vulnerable on the gun, no doubt. Even though he's behind a gun, like I'm there as backup in case people do find us and start shooting at us. I guess I look at Cedric and go, "Shall we tally forth to the hole?"
The hell's wrong? How am I supposed to respond to that? Yes, to the hole? Like what are you? Yeah, jolly good. Yeah.
Good show.
Chokes away, old
God.
bean.
Straight down the hole.
Good show.
Oh my god. Feeling 14.
So
Team.
you're heading to the tunnel?
Yeah, I'm driving as slow as possible to the tunnel, trying to take back roads, I guess.
You know what? This was a super critical success. So, what do you mind if I narrate a little bit more of what you do, Lieutenant Ambrose? To
oh yeah, for the driving, for like
for as you like slide in, kick the guy and like slide into his place, you also just manage to take his ID.
Oh my god.
Just like his and he starts to spin, and as he's spinning and falling out, you just kind of like slip into his spot and just reach out. Your hand goes into his side pocket, and you just like slip out this ID. It doesn't look like you currently, but you crit success, super crit success this stealth with 8.9 degrees of success. If you want to, while driving, just apply a little bit of altering, face, just like make sure everything looks right.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can multitask. I can drive stealthily while also applying makeup, while also picking up his hat that just happened to land on the seat.
It like landed next to you. And just and so by the time that that both Gunther and Sigrid are kind of positioned and everything, you are now. Where are they? You are now Sergeant Gerat Tan.
Garat Tan?
Gerat. Gerat.
Garrett Tan. Oh, his first name his last name is Tan.
Tan, yeah. I'll just make a note that they are no longer, and you are now them.
Cool.
Essentially, his ID isn't like specifically the tunnel, but it is pretty much logistics and supply. So if you just say we're here for, you can probably get in.
Yeah.
Depending, but you head to the you head towards the where you know that the tunnel is and the entrance to the tunnel is. Everyone's like distracted and stuff. It takes a bit of time, kind of like going through the crowd as people are trying to get up onto the walls and so on and so forth. And I believe this is probably a good moment to. I know he doesn't want to because he's worried, but we'll head back to Lieutenant Gunther.
Only on one condition.
Yes.
That as they're approaching the hole, they hear the explosion.
They hear the explosion.
Yeah,
Massive
okay.
kind of.
My heart.
Yep. Gunther, Gunther probably stands up and just like drops cover and just kind of goes Gunther, right? Because like,
That's all I wanted. I just want the explosion. I just want the big explosion happens.
That is very appropriate.
Okay.
And so this is how we're going to do it.
I'm ready.
I will start off by saying that regardless of how this turns out, you have dealt a very strong blow to this area of defense. Essentially, you've taken out half of their ammunitions and supply in terms of weaponry supply. So, what
Before we roll, may I ask you a question?
Yes.
I'm just asking a question. I'm just asking a question. It may not be necessary, but I do want to ask. I have in my hand the sacrificial pawn and also the supply sergeant.
You do.
I just noticed people in chat saying something, and then people said other things. The whole conversation going around about how we, as a team, don't have fate points. But might I posit that the sacrificial pawn is a fate point?
So fate points.
I don't know if they do, but they seem good.
Fate points allow you to re-roll a roll once a session. And if you are hit with lethal, something that should kill you, you can burn a fate point to survive. In this instance, for this show, I don't have fate points for the characters.
But that one sacrificial pawn, I'm just saying it wouldn't be ours. It's one group one. I think it's a possibility.
It is tempting in general because
Just throwing it out there.
I like the idea. In this instance, with the explosion, it's like it's hard to see. Like if you survive, then it's gonna be through the rolls essentially. So
I'm ready.
it's already war.
I'm ready.
You know. So how we're going to run this is I will roll the damage for the explosion.
Okay.
It will first go through the sergeant.
Yep.
And then to you.
what about
the
that
desk?
disc?
Yeah. Thank you, Dot.
Okay. That's a good point.
Got cover. Desk sergeant me. I'm ready.
Yeah. Reminds me of Cyberpunk 2020.
Right? Yeah.
Gotta have that helmet. Gotta have that helmet on.
Gotta have that.
Always.
Snipers could be anywhere.
Have a look here. So I believe...
Ready for it.
It also takes some pretty gnarly injuries in Cyberpunk 2020. So you can always get a metallic arm replacement.
If
Good
I
thing
don't
your
make
twin's
it,
a doctor.
yes, I know.
You're
If I
gonna
don't make it,
you have to bring
I
the
just want the
chip.
pawn to make it out. If I don't make it, I want the pawn to be on the others to make it out.
Yeah,
God.
I won't allow the pawn to be destroyed. I actually don't.
Okay.
Sometimes
So
have to make it.
Yeah. Okay.
you won't see any of this because you're covered by the sergeant. Essentially, during the explosion, the desk crumples into essentially kindling with the impact.
Yeah.
And then as the fire extends, let's have a look here and see how it does.
Yep.
Rises.
Okay. Okay. That's fine.
Ooh.
Cool.
Okay, so yeah, and then the fire kind of engulfs the sergeant, and even though he's unconscious, it's so.
I can taste the gunpowder in my mouth.
Yeah.
I happen to have been on a grenade range where somebody threw that grenade a little bit too close, and we were on the other side of the wall, but like all of that gunpowder, you can taste it. It's all in your mouth. You're like, my mouth was closed. Why is there gunpowder in my mouth? You know, it just gets right in there. Yeah.
And oh, this could be really important. Okay, so you take 6 damage with penetration of 2. So what that means is, let's go to your character sheet.
Okay.
Apologies for the slight slowdown on this, guys, but I don't want to unfairly kill Gunther.
I'm ready for it. I'm ready.
So you have 6 armor.
Yep.
Including your toughness.
Okay.
Which means with the damage, you take away 2 from your armor because it penetrates 2 of your armor. So you take, in this instance, 2 damage.
Okay.
So you take 2 wounds, which I believe puts you at 8.
That is correct.
Okay. So I was really worried that this may kill you, but
I was excited one way or the other.
We just have 1 more damage to go through.
I'm ready for it. Hold that pawn.
Everyone pray for sheep dice.
11. Okay.
Okay.
That's
So that's so 4 off 11
7?
is 7.
Right.
Which puts you
at 1.
1 wound. Yes. So
at 1.
The flame, the flames like singe your hair. The flames, like, you know, like even probably a bit of your like uniform gets caught on fire. But the padding of this sergeant who just takes the brunt of this damage, and you are like, you think you've broken a couple of ribs, maybe. You know, you're not feeling great, but you are not down and you are not out.
I imagine
you're still holding that sacrificial pawn.
I'm probably covered in blood.
Yeah.
I'm messed up. I do a stop, drop, and roll, and I'm like, ooh, well, that seems like my ribs. Oh, I'm gonna crawl out.
Hey, look, listen. Let's just get the appropriate.
One hit point left, everybody. Just 1. Yep. 1.
You are not crawling out. You just survived a freaking massive explosion.
I don't look backwards.
Yeah, you get up. You get up like clutching your ribs, limping, burn marks all over, and you just like hobble out of this bunker.
Pip. When I make it out, I give a look to see, like, help. You see if there's like anybody there to sort of make the cover.
Yeah, there's no one in the vicinity.
I'm heading towards our meetup spot, right? Like, heading towards my team. And I just look at the sacrificial pawn. I was like, my twin would have killed me if I didn't bring this back. Oh. And I cough up a little bit of blood. I was like, oh. And I sort of move my way towards my team.
I can't believe you survived that.
This is very exciting. My heart is very excited that my twin survived.
This is all thanks
to
this is all thanks to a 99 from me, so you could use the guy as a shield, and then a freaking 1 on the damage dice.
Yep.
Goddamn 1. Okay.
Dramatic dice. The dice did not make it easier. It was very.
I also thank
dice.
chat for hexing the sheepy dice. I appreciate
Did
that
they
very
hex
much.
me? Did you hex me?
Chat hexed you. I'm just gonna note it. Chat hexed you.
This
A+ move, chat.
This system.
10 out of 10,
This
big
system is Imperial God. It's supposed to be high mortality. I've killed 1 character, and that was just purely because they blew themselves up with a tank round that they were carrying. So.
Yeah, I make my way towards my team. You know, it's that thing where I want you to know I dust myself off like I'm totally fine, and I just start walking, but you get that kind of funny limp, right? Because you're just...
I want to. Do you mind if I flavor this just a little
Please.
bit
Please
for
do.
the sake of the cavalcadre who
Please.
are just great? So finally, as you're like clutching your ribs and you're kind of like limping down, like it's difficult to walk, it's a little bit difficult to breathe, and then a soldier's like running down past you, like running towards the thing with his las carbine, like, you know, kind of, he's like, what's going on? And as he like runs kind of just past you to head towards the bunker to see what's going on, you just clock him in the face. He goes immediately down and like unconscious, and he's kind of like drooling a little bit. You lean down, pick up his rifle, and just start using it as a crutch to head to your, you know, so you can move a little bit faster.
And if you don't mind, I'm gonna hitman this and just switch uniforms with him. Take his badge, hat, and carbine, so that I look a little bit less singed. Like,
And
just
he's got like a jacket, not the same type of jacket, but it allows you to kind of like button up, like just ease your ribs a little bit, and also hide some of your injuries, so it's not as obvious that you were in a giant explosion.
just hitman it.
I like the use of hitman as an adjective.
Yeah.
To hitman it.
Yes, GM, I'd like to hitman, please. Thank you.
Yeah, we all know what you mean.
Dump the body in the closet, clothes. Nobody notices. Walk slowly. You're fine. Don't look him in the eye.
Okay.
Hitman, the costume simulator.
Yes, that's all I want. I just want a costume simulator. That's
It's a drag simulator too.
So we'll head back to. And I assume I didn't ask. I assume Gunther, are you heading back to the safe house, or are you heading?
I know that they're in a pickle. I know there's a thing going on, so I'm heading towards them to sort of check it out. I'm following behind them, and if it's all good, then I'll head back to the safe house. Right? It's basically like I want to make sure that they're. I want to check out.
You want to follow up and see where.
Yeah, I just want to. I want to give an overview. I want to look at them to make sure that they're safe.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to give it -10, but please roll me an athletics. Just for sheer force of will and seeing how you make out on this. Okay, it's not too bad. It's pretty good considering.
If I'm not feeling too good, I'll go back. But I don't plan on like engaging. I just want to make sure. I want to see my team.
Okay. You're doing fine and well enough considering. You know, you're not about to fall apart essentially. So, we'll have you heading in their direction of where you last knew that they'd be.
Basically, when they're done, I want to be sitting on the truck, being like, "Hey, you know, just be out there." To...
Little bit of coolness factor, noted, and earned, to be honest.
Smoking a pipe.
So the rest of you three like take a corner, and there's just a little like inroad that leads between some buildings. And as you take the corner, you can see like a slight open area with like a deep kind of like hole that's kind of been dug out, and there's like kind of a guard post type thing with a barrier. In the front, there's one man standing there with his las rifle. Holds out his hands. Halt!
On the way here, are we just driving this thing in and explosion
And hopping,
type thing,
yep.
like hopping out, or are we like going in deeper?
No,
Well,
I thought the plan was to use the truck as an explosive device and run it into the entrance of the tunnel, so they have to dig the new entrance.
Yeah.
I will give you the additional info of, if you want, you can cover the truck with like a kind of tarp type thing.
Okay.
So if you wanted to like blag your way past the guard, you might be able to get in under the guise of like, oh, we're bringing equipment, or
Then
we're bringing
we
out.
can't jump ship.
I would
It's
rather
safe to
just.
truck.
Yeah.
Go
Sorry. Go ahead, Karen.
Oh, if we wanted to sneak in, we could drive it further in and collapse the tunnel further in. But Eric, what were you gonna say?
I was saying, I mean, the truck's full of explosives. Like, no one's gonna shoot the truck. So, like, like if we just drive through the little like guard section, well, no one's gonna stop us. We're just gonna have to. It's gonna be a problem of just getting out.
Getting out is my concern.
Yeah.
It depends if you want to go loud or if you want to, you know.
Yeah, are we doing this
Or just
quiet?
take one of the rocket launchers, you know, drive it in, head on your way out,
Well, I was just gonna put a grenade on the truck and then let it
Yeah.
explode with the rocket on it because it's gonna be a bigger explosion. It's gonna be huge. So,
I just figured inexplicable Terminator 90s action film truck explosion, right? Just driving into a wall.
I was about to say I was gonna put a
explodes.
brick. Yeah, exactly, a brick on
Just
the
don't look
pedal and hop
backwards.
shit.
Yeah.
That's the important
mean,
part. Just don't look
Bentham-
backwards at the explosion.
Bentham has been working with so many different like 3D graphic artists for this explosion, and they actually has like a model set they filmed for it. So like, we have to do that. I feel.
Yeah. Okay.
It would be
cool.
unfair. It would be unfair to them. They spent so much money on this production budget for this
Sure.
explosion, this single explosion.
All right. So
So
what's the plan?
So we're driving into the entrance. Fuck this guard. We're not going to pretend to be anybody. We're just going to roll out of the car as it's still driving. Like put a brick on the pedal type thing.
Sure.
Brick on the.
Whereabouts are you jumping out? Like before the guard, or so essentially you have the guard post. It has one of those pathetic, like essentially wood or whatever, like little barrier things to try and stop people getting through. It's not going to stop the truck. And then you have like a few, probably about like 10, 20 meters to the hole, which is essentially just dug down. So as far as you know, the truck will just be able to go straight from the road and just go directly into the hole.
Yeah.
The
It's
map
like golf. We're like putting it.
It's you know, it's kind of crazy golf level of difficulty, you know, where it's just like you just have to get past this guard.
Right.
Cool.
The other question is like, how are you detonating it?
Time grenade was the thing.
Yeah, we were
Grenades?
just gonna. That was why I was thinking we because the grenade's only got 5 seconds, right? I
Yes,
don't know if we can make it back past the guard post in 5 seconds. So we'll be on the receiving side.
If you put an ammo box on the accelerator, it'll keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, if you will jump on the guard and use him as a cushion for the explosion, I will be upset. Just saying.
Okay, so I'm gonna jump out of the door onto the guard.
I'm gonna roll out the back.
All right, so it sounds like we're jumping out before we reach the guard because the truck can kind of just blow right through these barriers and the guard, and we don't have to worry about it.
If you're kind of approaching it at speed, then 5 seconds is a good amount of time to jump out before the guard post.
Cool.
And still have enough time to roll in and everything.
Cool. So I guess our prep is like ahead of time prep, like before we do that, like.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Just getting ready.
So, what I'll say is, the truck is coming, and the guard puts his hand up, halt, and you don't, and I assume like everything's set up so you can jump out of the truck. For a little bit of flavor, Ambrose, would you have liked to have essentially done a little flip onto the top of the cab and then joined them in the back so you can all kind of jump out together?
Sure.
So yeah, you like, as the guy's like, halt, you just like slip out, like you don't even bother opening the door, you just like slip out the window and like flip onto the back of there and then run and join the other two. And you're essentially all like in a line together, ready to jump off.
Cool.
Going for a jump?
I take all the grenades off my belt, put them in the front seat, so that I'm empty of all explosives.
Yep.
Yeah, is there like a stick of dynamite we can like shoot on the way out or something that lights it? I don't know. So something dramatic.
Gunther's.
Or...
That's Gunther's expertise.
Gunther.
Oh yeah.
Gunther
Oh,
has no explosive background whatsoever.
I guess Sigurd is the shooter here too.
Sigrid's our shooter.
I could shoot it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, am I supposed to shoot it?
Oh, can you
would
shoot the gas tank or something?
Oh, am I doing that?
For the sake of
That's a lot of.
for the sake of the cool
Well,
factor
wait on me.
of it, how about we have essentially like this equivalent to a plastic explosive on the rear of the truck, so you can jump out the rear, like do a roll, come up with your rifle, and just.
Yep, Dark Souls combat dodge roll into need shooting stance.
Yep,
and
right
shoot
when
the
it gets to
subtext.
right when it gets to the hole, right? Yeah.
Yeah, right. And shoot the subtext.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go
So
fear.
would everyone with a +20 please roll me an acrobatics?
We got this. We got this, team.
Well, I wish
Woof.
that was my ballistic shot with 5 additional degrees of success.
Yeah. Okay.
What
-1 5 is
happens? Do I
good.
get-
-1 5 is good.
Do I get stuck on something or do I fall?
No, you essentially, as you go out, you just kind of you land awkwardly, like twist your ankle a little bit, and just take a wound, just the one.
Oh, where do I even put? This is my first wound.
I know. You have,
It's if you go down the left side of your character sheet,
it's by your armor.
at the very
I
bottom,
see
you'll
it.
see like a yeah.
It's that
I
place
have-
where Trooper has a 1.
Yeah, it says total. Yeah.
Sorry, Trooper.
So essentially, yeah, okay. Essentially, Gunther and Ambrose, you both jump off. When you land, Gunther, you do like a nice little roll and come up, kind of like pop up just in time to kind of help Ambrose as they like turn their ankle a little bit and just
Yeah, I
come down
probably see that
awkwardly
as a
on it.
medic and know that they're gonna
Yeah.
need some help getting up and kind of run over. Yeah.
And Sigric, do you want to do you want to go like even more extra on the, because like that's a really good acrobatics roll.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you both jump off the side, Sigric is walking towards the back of the truck and essentially does a spinning backflip off the back of the truck, and while still in the air is aiming the las gun at the back of the truck, kind of like beautiful Olympic style acrobatics, and just hanging there like a god of acrobatics. And please, because you rolled so well, please give me a ballistic skill with a plus. Or you'd be aiming.
What is the name of that?
And
What is the name of that song? And like every like gymnastics thing when it's like slow motion. Bum 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 bum.
Oh, it's the one where they're running on the beach.
Yeah.
The Chariots of Fire.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
so it's aim
job,
and
meteor.
it's decent.
Any?
Plus 40 on your ballistic skill.
Midair, my friend.
I fail. I fail.
Oh my god.
I
Did
hate
you
this
hit
game.
the plus? Did you hit?
Yeah.
Did you
No,
accidentally hit the
I
plus?
rolled it right.
Oh.
I just literally rolled a 91 on an 84. So I
Oh my
failed.
god. That's
So
not
what
too
happens?
bad. That's not too bad.
That's not
It's a
too
little
bad.
off. Maybe
and-
it ricochets or something.
But we have an entire truck full of explosives. I feel like you're fine.
Maybe the guard survives.
Would you like to risk a little danger to make the hit?
Ooh.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Ooh.
So you wait a little bit longer, just so that it's like it hits the bump before the hole, and like flies slightly up in the air, and then starts to go down when you take your shot. And the last shot just zips like right through the barricade, right past the guard, and just impacts this explosive. And you see, as like the truck goes down, the start of the implosion of the explosive. And just as it starts to explode, you see it like fall into the hole, and just like extra explosions start to happen as the rockets and the ammunition like catch and start to Trooper, what's it called when like the magazine of a tank?
That's a big chain reaction. So I'm
Yeah.
very excited by this. Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called. There's a word for it when the ammunition of a
Cooks off.
thing goes.
Yeah, it
off.
all cooks off. Yeah.
Cooks off. That's it. Yeah. And you land like perfectly. Roll me an awareness, please.
Me?
Yes. Essentially, as you kind of land, like this kind of,
There's my dice.
there you go. Yeah, as you land kind of perfectly with your las gun like outstretched, you look up and you see part of the explosion, like thin sliver of metal is like flying towards you. Roll me a dodge, please.
God.
I didn't realize we spent money on 3D effects, so this is like an IMAX
Nope.
sort of.
Fucking, I eat it. I eat it. I eat it very, very well, actually.
No.
What the
Is that
hell?
a headshot?
Yeah.
Is that a headshot?
So
Is that what that means?
The this thin sliver of metal that has been like blown off the truck just impacts your shoulder, just kind of like right in the muscle there, and like knocks you to the floor and like spins you around. You take 1 wound because
Okay.
I roll terribly every time.
In my right shoulder.
Ambrose sees this and runs over immediately.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm carrying you, so I have to hobble you over because you have a hurt foot.
Well,
right?
also,
I'm
it
limping,
is
I guess.
it is worth noting the guard's still there.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, just shoot him.
I was about to say, okay, Gunther looks to Ambrose and goes, the two of you, like, you know, like points to get whatever our hand gestures are, because, you know, speaking, we give
Yeah.
ourselves away. Gestures for you to get back. Gunther will kill this guard. Gunther's the only person that's not taking any damage yet, so Gunther's gonna,
For the team.
basically for the team. Can I shoot him from here?
Oh yeah. So that'll be I'm gonna count it as an ambush because surprise.
That would be
Yeah.
You know where when you're on guard duty, like an easy guard duty, and then some crazy maniacs fly in with a truck and blow up a tunnel
I have
for
no
no
idea
reason.
what you're talking about.
I hate when that
Right.
happens. It happens
Yeah.
all the time to me.
Yeah.
No idea.
Like
Totally
Mondays,
normal.
am I right?
Must be
right, so-
Thursday.
Ballistic skill, y'all wish me luck here. We know
This will
is a
be a plus 30 on your ballistic skill.
Anytime it matters.
Shooting.
91, jeez.
Yeah.
It
That's the,
is-
like,
it is-
90 I've rolled today.
It is feast or famine with you guys. I will say that. Like,
It is. It's really weird.
Okay, so that's the surprise shot. So let's roll the let's roll. Everyone roll initiative because you know.
10
How do
plus
you-
4.
How do you roll
1d10 plus what? Plus 4.
Oh, there's not a button.
No, there's not a button. I don't think so. For the record, I just would like to specify everything's on fire behind you. That's all.
Yeah,
Just like
the sky is on fire.
Tide.
Perception. I have a special relationship with dice, just like you do.
Yes. So
Beautiful.
Special today, that's for sure.
just a second.
It's the guard's turn, I guess. I like how we can totally like sabotage a truck, crash it into a wall, no
And
problem.
look like
set off
badasses.
explosives,
Yeah.
and then shooting a guy at a reasonable distance is just impossible.
maybe it's the ringing in the ears, you know, the whole.
I It's just hilarious.
The tinnitus. Yeah.
So I sent one of you a message, by the way.
No.
Because the yes, he weirdly enough he won the initiative, so he's gonna go first.
Yep.
Does that change the answer? I'm gonna guess not. So he's gonna take aim at Ron. No, it's not Ronnie. It's now Tortoise Gunther.
Yep. Tortoise.
Tortoise Gunther, weird, yeah. And he is going to. Where is he?
Do I get a dodge?
You will get a dodge if he hits.
If he hits me.
Okay, so gonna fire off.
Damn.
Wow, I am rolling reasonably well today. Yeah, so he hits you once, so you get to dodge.
Nope, I do not get to dodge.
What would life be like if everyone ended up every mission with not injured? Like, I feel like it's the vibe of the group where every mission you get some scrapes or injuries and
Yeah,
and
you
stuff.
gotta, yeah.
Okay,
We'll
so
die
Furious.
hard.
just as long as I don't roll a 10 crit. Yeah. That's you take 1 wound it's essentially just take a knock to the side as like the shot kind of bounces off your armor majorly.
I keep going.
That is fair. In that case, it will be who's up next? It will be
Oh, it's me, I think. Or
either
Ronnie.
yes, it's either Tortoise, Gunther, or Ambrose.
Ronnie should go.
Alright.
Oh, take another shot.
Okay. Be a
I just want this guy dead.
this will be a +20.
Okay. Aha! 2.9.
There you go.
That's what I needed.
He
And
is
I
going to do his most amazingest dodge ever. I doubt it, but let's try.
Yeah!
Okay.
Yeah!
Horrifically fails. Please roll your damage.
Boom, 11 energy.
Okay, yeah, like, I think it just, like, hits him, like, dead in the knee, and
Yep.
it just, like, bashes his knee, and his knee buckles, and he goes, like, down onto one knee, like, staggered. Next up will be Ambrose. Not quite there, like, he's taken a nasty, nasty hit.
Oh, that didn't kill him?
No, not quite. Because armor and toughness.
All right. Ambrose will draw their gun and start running at him, shooting.
Okay. Would you like to kind of go semi-automatic, or it would be a fair amount of minuses to your shooting?
I guess whatever is the best option for hitting him.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Is that the best option?
You
One
can
shot in the head, right?
Yeah, you kind of run towards him, like take a beat and draw a bead on them and just take a shot. It'll be +20, because you would single shot and then short range.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I guess that's what I was visualizing. Yeah, totally.
Oh yeah. So ballistic skill +20, without the plus in it, just the 20.
I know. Sorry. Ballistics.
Yes.
Where is that?
That is top left, just below weapon skill.
Oh, I see.
And the big numbers.
Oh, that's good. Okay. You said +20, right?
Yes.
Boom. I succeeded.
Boom. He does not have a dodge, so please roll me damage.
Pew pew pew.
Where is the damage?
So if you
Ranged
scroll,
weapons.
yeah, on range weapons, it just says damage there.
Oh, I just have a carbine. 9.
Yeah. How would you like to finish off tonight's mission?
Yeah, I mean, Ambrose stands there and does the aim thing, like lines it up perfectly, and it's just like a perfect shot. And like the
Just
bullet
like-
flies through his head, slow motion. You see like the liquid spray out behind it, and he slumps to the ground.
Hell yeah.
Could I suggest a flat like side shot where it
Oh,
goes
sure.
it goes like not even slow motion, it's just a wet kind of like snap, and then the guy just like immediately goes down, like very kind of non-dramatic in that sense, where it's just like,
Sure.
you know, and
Very
then-
professional.
what I'm gonna do, just to make sure, because
Does anyone watch? Are the spies watching us? Those jerks.
Boys. Apparently not.
am I rolling badly? I can't see. Am
Yes,
I
you are.
rolling badly?
Yes, you're rolling very
Oh
badly.
lord, I'm rolling really
Very
badly.
badly.
Okay,
Good
So
for
it's-
us.
essentially with the fight going on as it is currently, you pretty much walk off. You know what? Let's bring the music back, because
I had a question for you
hmm.
in the DMs.
Cool. I think and I think Ambrose is kind of like limping and like walks back over to the other two.
Aw.
What else is around here? Is there another vehicle around here?
So, yeah.
If nothing
yeah.
else, I immediately like take my jacket off because I think Cedric took a little bit of damage and like start trying to like plug holes and keep us from bleeding out on our way over.
So, I imagine you're all slightly injured and a little bit, worse for wear. I imagine you all kind of like hobbling back to the mouth of the to the mouth of the where the entrance is.
Oh,
no,
to see
why?
what
No,
we
why?
did?
I would not stay on site. We need to get out.
No,
of
no.
here.
So like away from the hole, back to because this is a side road that leads between buildings.
We would be. Gunther would be
Yeah.
heading back to base. Our hideout. There's no reason to
So-
stay at the hole now.
Yeah. So like heading down the road away from the hole to the basically where the T section is for the thing, and as you get to the lip, a jeep like rolls up and Tortoise, but now Ronnie Gunther is in the driver's seat.
Permission to
I'm
speak
guess-
freely.
And is like slightly singed and soot and like blood
Yeah, Blue
and
looks really bad, don't you?
looks really bad.
Okay. Gunther will say, only if you get in the back.
But I like driving.
I imagine like your intestines are all but
Yes.
falling out, right?
I-
My Jeep, my
Your
rules. My
twin
Jeep, my
looks-
rules.
Yeah.
I really,
Yeah.
I really want when you say that, Trooper, to just pass out.
Yeah, but I like
I catch
driving,
him,
and then like blood just.
Yeah, no, Gunther,
But
this is
I
my
like
twin.
driving, and then just like. And just,
This is my twin, so like there's
Yeah.
actually care and concern here. It's not a funny thing for Gunther.
Oh,
So
yeah,
like I
yeah.
run over and catch his body, right, and put him
Yeah.
in the back, and then look to Ambrose and Cedric and go, which one of you is driving?
I got it.
Cool. And then
Nice.
Gunther will get in the back and start trying to treat us as much as possible on the way before we
Yeah.
can get like real care.
And on the drive back, Ambrose looks over at Sigrid and is like, "Are you okay?"
I'll be fine. I'm more worried about Gunther as I'm like heading to Gunther.
You do have like a significant triangle of metal, but just as a reminder.
I know.
for
I'm
people.
putting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
deliberately putting other people ahead of myself.
Yeah. I just wanted to remind people watching because a lot happens. So
True.
So you drive, head back towards the towards. Are you going to the house, to the safe house? I imagine.
We
Okay,
parked
so
a stolen car in front of our safe house. But
I mean, we can
we'd have
park
to
around the
ditch it.
side.
Yeah.
We'll do
Yeah.
spycraft nonsense.
Cool.
Yeah.
we do cool spy shit.
So you
And I-
you pull
Here's the
up.
license plate.
You,
I say to my twin as I'm like just in and out, I'm like, couldn't get me, still brought back. And like you see the pawn in my hand, the
Yeah.
sacrificial pawn.
Gunther willingly takes it and pockets it in their own pocket this time,
that
and
is fair.
forces their head down and eyes closed. Shh, I say as
Yeah.
I start the process of like trying to apply ointment and things that I've got on my pouch.
Yeah, and you pull up in because it's not a very far trip. You pull up in the Jeep next to the house. Basically, I imagine Sigrid and Gunther carrying other Gunther in to go to a bed of some kind for like medical aid. And Ambrose, you can essentially just like drive it down the road slightly and leave it somewhere if you like, to either be picked up by you later or for someone else to find and pick up. So like, I imagine Sigrid could be leading. So I'd say Sigrid, you like kind of not kick in the door, but open the door with your foot essentially, and bring Gunther in to. And as you get into the house, the sound of the war fades off a little bit, and we will switch to something a bit less kind of happy and heroic, because there's some damage has been taken and quite a little bit of worry I feel for
I
the
imagine
twin.
that we see the real use of
Yeah.
the brandy now, which is
Yes.
to sanitize wounds. Like
Yeah.
we actually watched Gunther for the first time not
Yeah.
drink the
Mhm.
brandy, right? And they like pour it down the hole on their side, and they'll help Cedric like remove the piece, and same thing. And we see that like the real reason we brew all this brandy is not just to party
Yeah.
hard.
Ronnie Gunther, Ronnie Tortoise Gunther, please roll me a Medicaid with a +10.
And I imagine that my Gunther just has just like squeezes other Gunther's hand very weakly, just a little bit,
I rolled a
it's always
negative 2-3.
it's got a bit of like it's like that bit of humor, but you know from the squeeze that like this is right. You know, it's like the front is up there, barely even working, but just the little squeeze, but quite weak.
I rolled a 2-3, negative 2-3.
Yeah. Okay, you patch your twin up as best you can. You notice the broken ribs and the and everything like that, and he, considering he seems to have they seem to have taken vast like shock. Mostly the damage was the shock of the blast wave, it seems like. You can probably take a guess that they didn't get completely out and had to improvise something and miraculously survived. But from your initial, what you can tell, doesn't seem to be any like life-threatening injury. You know, there's no like internal bleeding or anything too bad like that. So the majority of what you're going to have to do is like get them comfortable and just bandage up what you can and kind of set any broken bones. And
Yeah, set the bones and check, make sure there's no infections and those kinds of things, and try to, and then all we can do is like rest. And so I probably finally give him like a pain shot, something to make like help him sleep or something.
I would say by the time you're done, like just going over and everything, it's probably daybreak is starting to come up at that point. So you and for Trooper, for Gunther, you at some point would regain consciousness because you're not like completely out of it and completely done. And I imagine everyone's sitting around the bedside table, just waiting at the point where Gunther wakes up and kind of cracks an eyelid, a little bit crusty and soot-ridden. I imagine.
You're finally awake.
Oh, I hope you all didn't win the war without me.
Other Gunther, please. Just roll me an awareness.
Negative 5-4. You should really stop asking me to roll today.
I'm sorry. You know what? I'm done asking you to roll tonight.
Please, just wait till next week.
You are safe.
I think I've rolled as 2 successes today every time. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
You know what? In honor of the roleplay, I will say, Lieutenant Ambrose, you are vastly aware that Sigrid is still sitting there with a significant chunk of metal in his shoulder.
It was taken out already.
No, I said I took that out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I
sorry.
took
I
them
didn't
out
even
and
hear
I
that.
disinfected everybody.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That's my bad then. I was gonna say like that's what the awareness roll was.
Now
as
he
well.
can still use some TL, tender love and care. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
yeah,
But
yeah,
like
yeah.
I did remove the
know.
piece of shrapnel.
Your twin's more important. Yeah.
I felt it was narratively appropriate that Sigrid would be sitting there not complaining while waiting for his turn, but no, that's fair enough. In that case, yeah, you have successfully disrupted the tunnel activity and dealt a significant blow to supplies. Now, because there is a central command and an overarching situation here, it's possible they'll be resupplied and another bunker will be erected and things, but it does drain the resources and it will probably take time to do. And actually thinking about it, this is just sheepy thinking about it now, you didn't blow your cover.
Nope.
Everyone involved is dead, aside from you four.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And this wasn't.
How did you manage
actual,
that? Like,
It wasn't our
plan.
official duty, so nobody
You're
even
playing
knew that we
with
were
four-
picked up.
You're playing with 4 GMs. I don't know what you're talking.
yeah, I know, God damn it. Yeah, that's so true. So
I like how we started out the session. Let's do bureaucracy. Just kidding. Let's blow shit up.
We can still do
That's
bureaucracy.
yeah.
Sigrid.
taking advantage of a situation is.
Yeah,
Sigrid. Yeah. Come here.
I'm
Come
okay.
closer. No, come closer. I
I'm
have to tell
good.
you something. No, come closer. Do you think I'm doing
Nope.
a prank on you right now?
Yep.
Fine. I'm like,
I know exactly. The first thing. How many times I will bring you over. I will make sure I'm out of your hand range as I bring you over your glass of water and stuff. Like, how many times do I have to tell you this? I know your tells. As I put the. I'll get ready so then we can do another slap fight.
fine.
So rest up.
But seriously though, come here. I have to tell you something. I won't, no pranking, I promise.
I say
promise.
nice try. I leave the room. Nice try. I'm not letting you do. I mean, no, not even out of character. No, I'm out.
When you leave the room, you run into Ambrose, who's standing in the hallway, about to head in.
Oh, hey. Oh, please.
How's your shoulder? And Ambrose reaches up to kind of pull away,
Been better.
Open your shirt to check it out.
How's your? Oh. My heart flutters. It's pretty tender. Not gonna lie. How's your foot?
I'm sure it'll be fine soon. It's just a little, it's just a sprain.
Yeah. We're really close, in this hallway. You know what I mean? We're way in the personal bubble space, and it's just yeah. Well, I will see. I guess I will see you. Yeah. Okay. Have at it. I'm gonna try to awkwardly leave because I'm a coward.
Yep.
Ambrose does the same and just kind of slides past you to go check on Gunther.
As we have pretty much reached the end.
I have to tell Ambrose something.
Oh, okay.
One thing.
Yeah.
Ambrose,
Yeah.
my twin is not in the room, correct?
That would be down to your twin, but
Correct.
It
Well,
seems like,
I guess that's the question. If you asked me to leave, I would. If not, then Gunther's probably not leaving your side. I'm a medic. This is the only thing Gunther's actually suited to do. So
we've had a long night of essentially medicating everyone who needs it.
Yeah.
Would you like to be passed out at the base of the bed? Just kind of
or at
exhausted?
a chair right outside the door.
Oh
right?
yeah,
Something like that.
Kind of on guard, but essentially completely beat from doing all the work. Yeah.
Ambrose, listen. Seriously, you have to know something.
What?
Gunther has the sacrificial pawn, and I don't think I'm quite able to take it from them. Would you?
Sure. Why? Do you want it?
Yes, please.
Why?
Well, they took it from me, didn't they? Bit of cheat.
Well, I mean, if you can't get out of bed yourself to take it back, maybe it belongs in their pocket.
All right. But would you take it?
I'll see
At
what I
least-
can do.
For now. You could give it to me when I'm healthy.
You got it. Ambrose squeezes your hand.
And I sort of pass back out.
Yeah. And you know what? That's a nice moment to just fade out on Lieutenant Gunther sleeping in a chair, just dozing. Sigric probably in the kitchen somewhere, pouring a tea and having the actual conversation he wanted to have. In the hallway there. Lieutenant Ambrose and the other Lieutenant Gunther essentially sharing a nice moment of a request asked and accepted. And yeah, we'll fade out there. So, jolly good show, everyone. That was bloody marvelous.
and we did it. We did our mission.
I was so worried for you, Trooper. That was so close.
I was excited. I love being on the brink of death. Whichever, the dice, as we would say in my old group back in the day, the dice don't lie.
It's true. And speaking of being on the brink of death, voice from the sky, are you there?
It's me, your conscience.
Oh.
All right, that's the episode. Let's go to the outro, Gubbins.
Should we
And
outro
we'll be heading
ourselves?
off. We'll be heading off for an after show. I'll do the announcements first, and then everyone can talk about where you can find them. Today's supporter was Hero Sheep. Thank you very much, Hero Sheep, for being awesome and supporting today's episode. Also, there's a bunch of gubbins happening on the Patreon. We've got a ton of Mass Effect GM notes out for our Saturday show that recently ended. Lots and lots of enemy stats and that kind of thing. There's going to be more stuff coming from that as well. And then the Dungeons & Dragons Ascension, Tower Floor and Arena Opponents GM notes. Lots of stuff to sink your teeth into there are all out as well. And there's more Ascension stuff coming too in the coming week. Very busy on the Patreon right now. And also, as I mentioned before, we've got a new guest joining us on Ascension next Thursday, which is Cobalt Streak playing Skith. And one more thing, actually, is as of 4 minutes ago, the first episode of our new show, Call of Cthulhu: Strange but True, is out on the YouTube. You can check that out right now as soon as we're headed off. All right, let's go through who people are and where you can find them. And seeing as he seems raring to go, Trooper, what about you?
I'm Trooper SJP, and I'm not muted, so you can hear me. And hi, everybody. It is a lovely. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hexing all the sheepy dice. You can find me at Trooper SJP on Twitch. Friday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern, I run City of Light and Shadow, a Fate French Resistance campaign that has our Dot in it as a bit of a sniper, excitement. And you can find me, I'm running a Clockwork Dominion game on Saturdays, which is a steampunk sort of horror game, and that's over at Table Story at 2 p.m. Eastern, and at 6 p.m. Eastern will be the finale of a three-parter Tachyon Squadron over at Weave the Tale. That's where you can find me, and that's it. That's me.
All right, moving on randomly. What about Dot?
I'm unmuted now. Hi, friends. I'm Dot. You know where to find me. I'm over there on Little Red Dot. I'm rolling dice and telling stories kind of all over the place. Here for this month. But you can check me over at Cobalt Press, where I produce for their Twitch channel, and check out my podcast, Stitch of Fate, if you're wanting some VTM in your life.
Right, and Eric.
Hey everybody, I'm Eric. You can find me at Eric Vulgaris everywhere. I run Pendragons on Mondays, the Great Pendragon campaign, but I really want to spend my time telling how awesome Trooper is, and you should go check out the Tachyon Squadron, because that's a cool game, alright? It's really cool.
Point of order, Eric is
Kira.
really cool.
Oh.
I just need to say that, though. I mean, just...
Gotta balance it. Kira.
Hi, everyone here is cool. I'm Kira McGran. You can find me on Twitter at Kira Serpentine, posting about my adorable pet snakes and all the recent gaming projects I'm working on, including my recently kickstarted solar punk game, Fly Softly, where you play half monarch butterfly hybrids in the near future, and the latest Ravenloft book, which more and more is being revealed about. I'm finding out via various influencers more and more about the book and everything. It's super cool. I'm excited to see my scenario in play, which is kind of like a court intrigue horror thing. So I'll see you on Twitter. That's me.
Yeah. Seconding the statements that everyone here is cool. And speaking of, Sheepy, what about you?
Hello, I'm Sheepdog, and seeing as chat cursed me with sheep dice today, I'm not doing an outro. Screw you guys.
Old.
That's what they
All right
get.
then,
They
that's,
cursed me.
All right, that's
Yeah.
all you get. Yep, we're gonna head off, record an after show, talk about how things went today, and you can catch us either if you want to catch more Last Ditch next week at the same time, of course, or otherwise you can next find us on Thursday playing Dungeons & Dragons Ascension. So may the dice roll ever in your favor.